Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, September 9th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the New York Jets versus the San Francisco 49ers. Monday Night Football, the very first of the 2024 season. Unfortunately, we're not going to have Christian McCaffrey run CMC, and we may not see him next week against the Vikings on the road. I got him in fantasy. Luckily, I'm still ahead at this point, and I'm going to win week one. But I know there's a lot of people that were banking on Christian McCaffrey getting 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 points to give themselves a shot to win in week number one. But hopefully Christian McCaffrey's leg and Achilles will be okay, because I'm going to need a long-term run, not just a, hey, let's throw him in there. Because if he would have gotten injured today and been out for the year, or re-aggravated it and been out for a month or two, I don't want to act or say what I would have possibly done. So, again, Christian McCaffrey not playing here tonight, but we still got a lot of studs that we're going to be able to watch and have fun with here. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, and company. Get your popcorn ready. Still going to be a fantastic game, but no run CMC. It definitely takes a little bit of juice out of the lineup, especially with me. I have him in my fantasy lineup, and there's nothing I can do because all the players have already played, so there's no one I can take out to be able to plug in. But the game is already over on my end, and I'm already up by 20, so I ended up winning. But still, I was kind of hoping for a big performance, 20, 30, 40-point performance out of run CMC. That way I could end up scoring a lot of points in week number one. But long-term health is really what the Niners need, especially if they want to be able to make a deep run. And really what's come down to the Niners not winning late in the year is their health. Debo, George Kittle, run CMC was healthy last year, and it seems like, year in, year out, you don't really know what you're going to get out of Christian McCaffrey, but when he is on the field, he is arguably the best player no matter who he plays against. So we'll see how this matchup goes, but hopefully we still get some good excitement, and hopefully we end up getting a high-scoring affair. But both defenses, are going to be missing a couple pieces, but the defenses should still be able to be pretty stout, even with the offensive weaponry that you're going to be able to see on both sides. Zay in the building, Hybrid in the building, Daniel in the building, STL in the building. And again, reaction video season is in full effect. I got brand new thumbnails. I got brand new, as far as format, the way that it looks. It's probably the best that the thumbnails and the format, as far as the presentation is concerned on the reaction videos. It's been a busy day. I woke up super early, and I got 3 of them pumped out today. We got 5 total, and I'll probably bust out another 2 or 3 tomorrow. And then tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Padres and the Mariners. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do the Padres and Mariners. And then on Thursday, I believe it's the Dolphins and the Bills. So I'm very excited about that. And let me take a quick peek. I believe it's Yu Darvish pitching for Elliott's Padres. He's back from the injury. So we got Yu Darvish versus George Kirby tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific. And we haven't done a Mariner game in about 4 or 5 days with all this college football and NFL action. And then on FS1 on Wednesday, we're going to have King versus Brian Wu. So I get to be able to see 2 of my favorite pitchers there on the mound. And I don't know if we're going to be able to beat San Diego, but we got our fingers crossed. And then, yes, on Thursday, we're going to end up having week number 2, the Buffalo Bills going to Miami to play the Dolphins. Let's go. Sarah in the building, STL in the building, Daniel Hybrid, Zay in the building. What's good? Let's get it, baby. And, the Christian McCaffrey, it's just really disappointing, because if they would have been honest, right, and obviously they were waiting the very last minute so that way the Jets were game planning all week for Christian McCaffrey. And then until about an hour ago, then the news got released, because if that was the case and they already knew he wasn't playing, I could have ended up putting in one of my other running backs like Tony Pollard, who got 18, or I could have put in a Ford, who got 18 as well. So, and that's probably what you would have been able to get out of Christian McCaffrey, or maybe McCaffrey would have been able to get a few points more, 22 to 30, if he had a good game. But it is what it is. At least I'm not losing week one because McCaffrey's not playing. I ended up getting a -2 with the Chiefs defense against the Ravens and now a 0 with Run CMC. But I still have a chance to score the most points in our fantasy week out of anybody in the league. And I would say that's pretty damn good for 7 spots to be able to get 144 plus and to have a 0 and a -2 and still possibly be able to score the most points in the fantasy league. I'm going to need Christian McCaffrey, in the long haul, especially if I'm going to try to win the championship and make a good playoff run. But hopefully he'll be okay. But based on Schefter and some of the other individuals going over the injury, not only with the Achilles, but with the leg, he's got 2 separate injuries that he's kind of dealing with. There is a strong possibility I won't even get to use him, or any fantasy owners that have Christian McCaffrey, you're not going to be able to use him possibly next week when you go to Minnesota, which would be a great team to go against because Minnesota's defense really isn't that good, but he might end up missing the first 2 weeks. But if he misses the first 2 weeks and then plays the rest of the games, I'm fine. But I really hope he plays, during Minnesota. But again, we'll have to wait and find out about an hour and a half before game time next week. And we'll see if Christian is ready. Because you don't want to throw him out there just because it's Christian McCaffrey. You throw him out here today, sounds like, with the calf being tight, probably would have re-aggravated the injury within the first quarter. And then who knows how long he would have been out for, maybe 2 months, maybe a month. So I get it. You want to be able to keep your, number one option healthy, but just kind of shitty for all the fantasy owners because it's Monday night. And again, if you're down by only a couple points and you were thinking, I won, I got Christian McCaffrey, easy win, and then now you have nobody to substitute because everyone else has played, you're going to have to take an unfortunate L. So pray to the sports gods that I scored enough against Zini Panini that I'm able to get the dub even with a -2 Chief D and a 0 from Run CMC. Ooh, 81. Yeah, I for us here, it's a little bit cooler finally. We ended up having some pretty hot temperatures, about 95 to 100 for about 4 or 5 days. But now we're getting into fall here in Oregon. And so it's going to be about 60 to 75, I feel, for like the next week and a half. And honestly, after the hot summer that we had, I'm all for that. Bring the rain. It's good for the flowers and the trees. It's great when me and Paisley go on nature walks. And, when you end up having that hot weather, sometimes it's nice to be able to have a little bit of a breather. So cooling off is always going to be something that not only the Pacific Northwest and West Coast fans are looking for, but for people like Sarah in the Midwest and people that live in the Northeast and in the South, they're ready for that, fall, winter weather to be here sooner than later. Let's go, baby. And obviously, when I was making the thumb, I could have put, Debo on there, right? And everything is money, money, money. But I wanted to make sure we put the running backs in there. And obviously, when I was making the thumb, I didn't have enough time to be able to swap out enough of a good enough image to do it. So we got Breece Hall on the left. We got Run CMC on the right. Obviously, he'll be on the sidelines today. But again, Aaron Rodgers, first game in 2024 since the Achilles. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, right? Sauce Gardner. You're still going to get George Kittle, Brock Purdy, Debo, Brandon Ayuk. So there are some players on the defense that are a little banged up, like Hufanga. That's not going to be playing. So the Niners are definitely not full strength. They have more injuries than the Jets at this point, besides the Hassan Reddick holdout, where he's not even showing up to play. But the Jets defense is one of the best. The Niners defense is one of the best. But again, there are going to be enough offensive weapons, even though both teams have top 10 defenses. And sometimes these teams really peak and they're both in the top 5, especially the Jets, right? But again, with some of the injuries and some of the pieces that are missing, we might not see top 5 defenses tonight. It might be like top 10. So there might be a little bit of wiggle room for some of these offensive juggernauts that we're going to be able to see. Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, Purdy. But again, the running game isn't going to be the greatest for the Niners with the injury to CMC. But on the opposite side, we expect big things from Breece Hall, and it might be his coming out party here tonight. Let's go, baby. And Saints fans always coming through, making sure that they support. And again, usually with the reaction videos, the Saints is one of the biggest fan bases that support. They always look forward to, obviously my content. And then finally, within all of my reaction videos. Commanders and Bucks, I kind of did that for just me and the Bucks fans since I didn't do the live stream. I'm kind of surprised nobody cares about the Texans and Colts. Obviously, CJ Stroud, AR. I felt that game had a lot of good fantasy moments and big plays, but apparently people on YouTube aren't really too thrilled with the Texans and Colts, at least early on. But hopefully we'll get more people to follow up on both of those teams. I like both of those teams. I think they're both exciting. But we got over 1,000 views on the Panthers and Saints, which is what I expect, unless, going above and beyond. And again, we just have to be able to do as many reaction videos as I can do without burning myself out. And then we'll figure out, what fan bases represent me the most. And whoever is giving me the most views and the most support and the most comments, then I'm going to lean towards those teams throughout the rest of the year. Because again, I don't want to be able to, have to make a thumbnail for 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'm spending a lot of my time doing the reaction video for minimal views. So, and I understand that not every video is going to hit the algorithm or get the support like the Saints fans. That one is always going to be, one of the top. But hopefully some of the other videos get watched as well and hit the algorithm. So that way I feel like I'm not wasting my time. But what I also do know that even if some videos get low views, I might get subs out of those. So again, the sub count has been going up, and I assume that we're going to be at 20,500 here in just a couple days. We've gained over 100 subs within just the last couple weeks. We're already at 20,489. So we only need 11 to get to 20,500. And if I keep pumping out these reaction videos, I know we're going to get some new subs on those as well. I just would like to be able to be recognized for the hard work, to be able to get the views and the subs and the likes. But again, we understand, especially on YouTube, just like life and sports, sometimes it's not fair, if you are not able to hit the algorithm or the metrics. But even with that being said, I'm going to give you guys my all on every reaction video, every live stream. And again, we're going to be doing a lot of college football with the Oregon Ducks, a lot of NFL, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, a lot of Mariners still until we get to the point if we make the playoffs or not. And then once the Mariners are done, depending on what we got going on with college football and the NFL, I will end up doing the Dodgers as well as maybe a few other teams as we go further along. So that way we pretty much have content every single day. There's not going to be a day that goes by unless I have a mental health breakdown. Luckily, I haven't had anything like that in over a year and a half. But again, you never know when things might come up. But as long as I don't have any type of issues or my health is okay, my mental health is good, we're going to be grinding it out and be very, very busy here on the NWSF. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Yeah, when you sent me that message and then I saw the report, I was like, damn it, We need 4 more likes to be able to get to double digits. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And definitely it took a little bit of air out of the matchup, the excitement with no Christian McCaffrey, as well as fantasy owners not being able to use him here tonight. But I still think that the game can be competitive, and we hopefully will get like a 23-20, 24-20 kind of game, unless the defenses end up having some really big breakdowns. Then it might end up getting a little bit higher, in the scoreboard for at least one team. But again, both defenses are still good. Both offenses are good. I'm not sure if either team is good enough to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Niners have been very, very good as the cream of the crop team. But is this the year that, another team comes up and takes a spot like the Detroit Lions? I don't know. We'll have to kind of wait and see. And then with the Jets, you brought in Aaron Rodgers, right, to be the guy to get him to the Super Bowl. But then he had the injury in game 1 in the first quarter. We know the Jets defense is one of the best in the world, right? They are legit. And you could even argue sometimes the Jets defense is even better than the Niners defense. Sometimes it's up there, at the very, very top. But again, when you end up playing athletes like the Niners have, even with the top 4, top 5 D, sometimes you can get a little bit exposed. So I think we're going to get a little bit of everything, a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense. And again, yesterday's matchup with the Rams and Lions, I think we were really surprised that game didn't get higher scoring, which is good that both defenses have improved, even though Aaron Donald is no longer playing with the Rams. And then the Lions improved their corners and some of their pieces on D. And then the scoring got better in the third and fourth quarter. But you don't really know what to expect going into every single game in 2024 based on rookies based on guys that are new to the team and if they're going to end up, living up to the expectations or being better than last year or possibly worse. Let's go, baby. I was really hoping for 160, 170 in points today, too. Because I want to be able to score the most points and have the most projected points of every week. I'm just really thankful that I was able to get 144 plus and win. Because Zini is already finished. I beat her by 20, but I was really trying to be able to pour it on. I mean, if you can end up winning by 20, you want to win by 40 or 50 or even more. But I just got to pray Christian McCaffrey run CMC. Will end up staying relatively healthy this year. I can't have him missing all these games, but it is what it is. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out, baby. Let's go. All right, Niners about to do the kickoff here. All right, baby, here we go. Out to the 30-yard line. First down and 10 on the Jet 30. And this is kind of exciting, whether you like Aaron Rodgers or you hate him. I feel that he's a lot more likable on the Jets than he was on the Green Bay Packers. Kind of like with Tom Brady. A lot of y'all might have hated Tom Brady on the Patriots with Gronk and Belichick. And then when he went to the Bucs, I think that there were still people that hated him, for all the wins that they did, the Patriots at that time with Tom against your favorite team. But I feel like when he went to the Bucs, I think a lot of people started to like him more or even just a little bit. So we'll see what we get here out of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron under center. Audible at the line. Halfback toss to Breece Hall. Broke one tackle. Nice. Second down and 6. Breece Hall, Mike Williams, formerly of the Chargers, Allen the Lizard Lazard, Garrett Wilson, and Tyler Conklin. Renee in the building. What's good? Happy birthday. Yeah, rest in peace to Darth Vader, James Earl Jones. Second down and 6. Man in motion, halfback toss. Breece Hall again. Good Niner defense there. Still got Nick Bosa out there. You got Fred Warner, but you got no Talanoa Hufanga, and that's that last piece on that back end that they really rely on. You got Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave, Nick Bosa, a great front four. Demetrius Flanagan-Fowler, Fred Warner, and Devondre Campbell Sr. there for linebackers for the Niners. Various Ward, Demonabo Lanoa, Dare Brown, and Talanoa Hufanga is playing. Nice. I was thinking that he might, not be playing as many snaps, like limited, but they got him out there. That's good. So it looks like that the Niner defense on every level is pretty healthy then. Based off the pregame, they were sounding like Talanoa Hufanga wasn't going to be playing too much. Pass is incomplete. Fourth down and 3. Allen the Lizard Lazard. What happened to my legs? Big slippage there. You got to catch that. You got to help your boy Aaron out. All right, Niners, your turn. Allen in the building. What's good? All right, Brock Purdy. Let's see what this offense looks like without Christian McCaffrey. How you doing, Alan? I saw that you ended up watching some of the reaction videos, leaving comments. I appreciate that. Anyone that can watch those reaction videos, hit a like button on those, as well as the live stream here tonight and leaving comments. That's what it's about, to be able to get it more into the algorithm and whatnot. Hope you enjoyed the new format as well as the thumbnails. And I'm excited. It's a lot of hard work, but, as long as I can gain subs off of it and people are enjoying it, it's worth it. Run up the middle by Jordan Mason, stuffed. 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8 on the San Francisco 10. Lots of swag and aura and vibe from both of these defenses. Jordan Mason, the running back for CMC with the injury. Juszczyk, Ayuk, Debo, George Kittle. Elliot in the building. What's good? So, Elliot, what do you think about the new thumbnail and the new presentation on the reaction videos? You like it? And, of course, the Saints fans are the most supportive out of any fan base with those reaction videos. They've been watching me do them since 2017, and I feel that they are going to be the ones that support me the most as far as those reaction videos. George Kittle, there we go. Just short of the 1st down marker. Yeah, no shit, bro. Brett in the building, what's good? Yeah, I'm up by 20. I mean, imagine if I was down, and then you needed it. Because I guarantee there's a lot of people that lost today that had Christian McCaffrey that were only down by, 5 or 10 and thought, okay, he's going to get in there and I'm automatically going to win. Or maybe you're tied, and then now with McCaffrey out, luckily I got a -2 and a 0, and I still scored 144. So depending on how it goes with some of the Niner players and Garrett Wilson for Captain Oreo, I might end up being the leading scorer of the week, without 2 of my spots producing. A 0 and a -2, and you can still get to 144. But I wanted to get 160, 170. So, I mean, it is what it is. And they said that McCaffrey, Elliott, he might not even play on Sunday against the Vikings. And that would be a game that he could probably get 30, 40, 50 because the Vikings defense is fucking trash. But again, it's that calf, as well as the leg. So, we have to make sure that, they're monitoring the 2 injuries, on his leg. And, we want to make sure that we're not rushing him. Britt, how are you? Missed you. You got Colton to hold your hand today, huh? Every once in a while. A little mama love. Niners with the punt. Hit 1 player with a juke, and then 3 Niners collapse. Good defense and special teams there. Yeah, and I feel like the YouTube page, and then, with me on the right-hand side for the reaction videos, I feel like the presentation of the reaction videos is the cleanest that it's ever been. And then obviously, being able to make a nice thumbnail with it as well. And I made an original thumbnail for the Saints with Alvin Kamara on it, but the spacing of the words was not to my standard. So I ended up making a second thumbnail just for the Saints fans. It still had Alvin Kamara on there. And I thought that one looked a little bit better with the spacing and the arrow and everything there. And again, I really do enjoy, being able to support the NFC South. And it's cool because I'm probably literally the only non-Saint fan that Saints fans fuck with. I'm literally the only one. Like, they could give 2 shits about anybody representing the Panthers or the Falcons or normally the Bucks in general, but they know that I'm not biased. I keep it real. I'm going to criticize when I need to criticize. But one thing that I do, that most people don't, is I actually give the praise when it needs to be given, even as a rival. And I think that's why I get so much respect from that fan base, because they know I'm a Buck fan, but I'm not going to, be biased and just think my team is so much better just because I'm a fan of this team. I'm going to watch the film and we're going to go over it. And again, the Atlanta Falcons, based off the media, they got Kirk Cousins and they said, well, Atlanta Falcons, they're going to win the NFC South. I've won the division the last 3 fucking years. The Saints are always solid as well with their defense and offense. So you're just telling me the Saints and Bucks are irrelevant and they just got Kirk Cousins and Judon and Simmons, and then that's it? We're done? We suck? And then obviously you ended up seeing what happened. And coincidentally, who are the 2 teams that scored the most points in week number 1? 47, Saints, number 1. Number 2, Tampa Bay, 37. So again, don't ever sleep on the Saints and the Bucks. And it makes you kind of wonder, all the Falcons fans were bitching and moaning about Michael Penix Jr. getting picked in the 1st round. After what you saw with Kirk Cousins in week 1, we might see Michael Penix Jr. in a couple weeks. So that pick looks incredibly smart now because Kirk Cousins doesn't look like he can play. And again, they were bitching and moaning, oh, offensive line. Oh, we need defense. Oh, we need this. That's true. But again, quarterback is important for the Falcons. And they have to be very happy that they have Michael Penix Jr. waiting in the wings. And I would assume we're going to see him, within the first probably 6 weeks, maybe by week 4, we'll end up getting, especially if the Falcons go 0-4 or 1-3, then we'll probably end up getting Michael Penix Jr. So we'll see how it goes. Uh-oh, Brett, you're sick? I'm sorry to hear that. First down and 10. Little flip. Nice tackle by Fred Warner. He fumbled. Uh-oh. Wow. Breece Hall. What happened, Jets? What happened? Bang, bang, Niner gang. Look at Fred Warner. Let me punch that ball out. Spank you very much. One of the best linebackers in the game, baby. And I highly recommend anyone that's in the room that hasn't checked out my reaction videos before, check them out. And again, if you are a loyal watcher, I've been doing them since the birth of the channel in 2017. And it's one of my favorite things to do, even though it does take a lot of time and effort and energy. But I will be pumping out another 2 or 3 more. And I don't really know how many I'm going to do each week, probably somewhere between 5 and 8. So not every game is going to be done, but I'm going to try to do the ones that had the best, highlight packages, from at least some of the things that I've seen, over week 1. First down and 10, handoff. Little short game. Hope you feel better, Brett. Yeah, and plus, I feel with the reaction videos, it was time for me to be able to step it up with like my image with the thumbnail. But I think, not only is the thumbnail fire, I actually like the new look of it because having it big screen with a little box in the corner wasn't clean enough for me. And I wanted to do something original and something unique that no other YouTuber or streamer has ever done. And I feel with that format, it presents that. Purdy, pump fake, pass incomplete. Intended receiver, Deebo Samuel saying, hey, he was holding me. Third down and 7 on the Jets 29. Matt in the building. How are you? Good defense there by New York. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We want to try to get 20 within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall. We're at 10, and we need 10 more within the hour. Let's go, baby. Third down and 7. Trips left. 5 wide. Shotgun set for Purdy. Jets coming with a blitz. Floater. Incomplete. Good defense there by the Jets. J-E-T-S. Jets, Jets, Jets. Fourth down and 7. And both defenses came to play here today. Calvin in the building. What's good? How'd you like that reaction video? How you like the thumbnail and new presentation? Saints fans always coming through for me, and I really do appreciate that. As far as all the other fan bases, I don't really know what we're going to get, coming into the year on the reaction videos, but the Saints fan base is by far the most supportive, probably just because I'm a Buck fan and I keep it 100 and I keep it real. 4th and 7, Niners, field goal up, and it's good. Moody, 3-0, bang, bang, Niner gang. I've missed you, Calvin. How are you, bro? You got the germ factory cold and flu from Colton and all the other kids at the school. I hope that you feel better. You doing, Calvin, do you ever play fantasy football at all or no? And how is your animation going and whatnot? I know that I haven't got a chance to really talk to you in a minute since, obviously football season last year. Not everyone is going to be, a baseball fan. So again, once football ends, I got to transition into something else, typically the NHL and the MLB. And then once that ends up going back to football, then, sometimes we're going to get people that, have been doing their own thing and grinding away. All work and no play. Well, hopefully, oh, you stopped playing years ago? Okay. But hopefully things are going good. What about your animation and everything that you were working on? Are you still working on that? Is that something that you had to put to the side because you had other things going on in your life with work and your personal life? Because I know that was something that you were really passionate about and you wanted to, continue that dream. So hopefully that is something that you're still grinding on. And I appreciate that you're in the building. Let's go, baby. 3-0 Niners. And if you're just hopping into the stream, really the big story today is no Christian McCaffrey. That's really the big one. Hassan Reddick is still a holdout for the Jets, and he's getting fined massive dollars And again, by the time I already made the thumbnail, then the news came out with Run CMC not playing. But I really do feel bad for anybody that's got Christian McCaffrey in fantasy and that you're down or tied because you would assume even on a bad night, McCaffrey's good for 10. On a bad night, on a good night, he might hit 50 or 60. So, hopefully the people that had Christian McCaffrey had a big lead. Otherwise, you're going to take an L. And it's just shitty because it's on Monday night. So there's no one that you could substitute unless you ended up having an open roster spot, which most people don't at this point on Monday night, week 1. And then you put in the backup running back for the Niners. But who's going to want to waste a fantasy spot for that? Nobody. So it's either you get the dub week 1, without McCaffrey, or you're taking an L and you're pissed off. But again, make some, backup plans if you got McCaffrey in fantasy because he might not be playing in week 2 against the Minnesota Vikings. Anthony in the building. Raiders. How are you, man? Defense is legit, with Max Crosby. But I'll tell you one thing. Aiden O'Connell is better than Gardner Minshew. Okay? That's where you need to go. The offensive line needs work. You need to change quarterbacks. And again, the defense I like. But again, that was a game that you should have been able to beat with the Chargers. No Austin Eckler, no Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams. I mean, hell, it's Justin Herbert, Lad McConkey, the rookie, and he ended up scoring. But again, they still have some defense, and obviously the, Charger defense made more plays than expected. And sometimes that's how it goes, with Bosa and company, Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr., Khalil Mack. Even though they only have really 4 notable defensive players, sometimes those guys will make enough plays. First down and 10. You're in the first quarter, 10:58 left in the first, 3-0. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Missed you, Anthony, as well. You and Calvin. It's just great to be able to see faces that I haven't seen in a few months. Hand off. Brees Hall ain't going nowhere. Nice. Hell yeah, man. Congratulations. Second down and 10. Rodgers under center. Brees Hall. Man in motion off trips right. Little flip. Blocker ahead. But you got too much speed, baby. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Too much speed. Bosa, Warner, Talanoa, Hufanga. Speed, speed, speed. And again, if you're playing against a defense that's not good, you would have probably been able to get 5 to 10 out of Brees Hall on a lot of these plays, but you're only getting 1 to 3 because the Niner defense is flying around, baby. Third down and 8 on the Jets 32, excuse me. Aaron Rodgers here in that crowd. Shotgun set. Pressure. Rodgers. Back shoulder. First down. Jets. 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 Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson. And I feel Garrett Wilson was the one that suffered the most in fantasy and in real life with Aaron Rodgers going down with the injury last year. I really think if Aaron was able to stay healthy the whole year, they might have been able to make an AFC Championship game appearance, a deep run, and Garrett Wilson would have been a top 5 wide receiver, I believe, last year, not only in real life, but in fantasy. So we'll see if Aaron can stay healthy because Garrett Wilson has got a lot of skills. Great route runner, great hands, and great over-the-top one-on-one coverage. Little check down to Brees Hall. Short gain of about 3. Down to the San Francisco 49, second down and 7. We got Padres and Mariners on Tuesday and Wednesday night, and then we're going to do the Bills versus the Dolphins on Thursday. Can't wait. Second down and 7 on the San Francisco 49. Shotgun set. Rodgers. Hands off to Brees Hall. And they're going to have to be a little bit more creative on how they use Brees Hall. Maybe, have him run in motion and try to catch a couple passes in the flat. Because if you're going to go up the middle or outside, You're not going to be able to do that against this Niner defense. And the same thing typically goes for the Jets defense. Niner defense has more speed. I think with the Jets defense, they're built a little bit different. They obviously have, Sauce Gardner and a couple guys up front like Quentin Williams, and they got guys on every level as well. But I feel like as far as a team, maybe the Jets defense sometimes will be more highly ranked, like in fantasy. But when you watch game and you watch the film, the Niner defense definitely flies around. 3rd down and 7. Rodgers wide open. First down, Jets. There you go. Move the chains. That's some vintage Aaron Rodgers, double A. Ron. I see you. Ward and company, they're trying to game plan with a little bit of this defensive change. And you're going to see the Niners switch up from a zone and man depending on the down. Right in between the zone right there. That was beautiful. 1st down and 10. 4 for 5 with 35 yards for Aaron Rodgers on the 35 screen pass. There you go. There you go. Because, again, if you're going to be running it up the gut and you're trying to do a halfback toss to Brees, it's going to get stuffed. So to be able to have him go in the flat and then to use his yak yards and his legs to be able to get a play, that's exactly what I would have done there too. Nice play call. Blockers downfield. Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers in the game. Great tackle. 1st down and 10 on the San Francisco 22. Yeah, and I would do that more and more often, and it doesn't even have to go to Brees Hall. I would be trying to run jet sweeps, reverses, get Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall the ball in their hands as much as possible. And then eventually you'll be able to run a play action over the top to like a Lazard and try to catch them off guard. Or maybe a Mike Williams, like with a one-on-one throw deep. But again, it's going to be a healthy dose of Brees as well as Garrett. But again, you want to make sure you're using those other pieces as well and you're not forgetting about them. Look at who it is, Nathaniel Hackett. He couldn't hack it as a head coach, but as a coordinator, we'll have to wait and find out. Second down and 7, 3-0 Niners. 2nd down and 7 on the San Francisco 18, shotgun set, man in motion. Rodgers. Steps up and complete. And Rodgers has got that arm strength. You don't really see him use his whole body with his legs. It's all upper body motion with that arm. But, I know a lot of y'all may not be big Aaron Rodgers fans, whether it's Green Bay or the Jets, but it's cool to be able to see him out there. I like to be able to see as many, all-star, stud, vets, Pro Bowl, all-pro guys. And again, we don't really know what we're going to get out of Aaron Rodgers this year. And that's why he wasn't really highly ranked in fantasy, because we don't know if he can make it the whole year, and we don't really know what we're going to get out of Aaron Rodgers. So this is something that's kind of new to everyone. Hasn't been on the field in a couple years. 3rd down and 7. Rodgers. There we go. 1st down, Jets. Garrett Wilson. Great route runner, great hands, great body position. Move the chains. Yeah, and I get it. The line does have issues, but again, I think it would have meant more, with AP if he just would have stuck with the guy that was originally on the team and not starting a new guy that came to the team. I would have started with Aiden and then went to Minshew, not starting with Minshew. And then, I think it kind of divided the locker room a little bit there too. Not saying that Minshew isn't good, but he's more of a backup. Little screen. Wilson. Oh, and a big triple 49er tackle down to the San Francisco 3. Man, these guys are some ballers. And again, at some point, you're going to need a better quarterback. And honestly, I feel like the Vikings and the Raiders fucked up by not picking Michael Penix Jr. Could you imagine if you had Michael Penix Jr. as your Raider quarterback, or if the Vikings had him? I think they would be in much better positions today than they are right now if they would have went for that particular player. But again, I'm not in charge of those particular teams and their decisions. 2nd down and 2. Man in motion. Hand off. Up the middle. Touchdown, Jets. Jets, 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 Jets. Brees Hall. Fantasy points galore. Nice job by the Jets. And it was a long, methodical drive, 12 plays, 75 yards, a little bit of run up the middle. Then they got stuffed and they realized they got to be able to hit you with the screen pass, set guys in motion, use a little bit of the medicine that they give you. You see what the Niners do, and you got to mirror that, right? Salah was there as the defensive coordinator, so he's familiar with this team. Nice job by Breece Hall. Now it kind of makes me wonder, should I have taken Breece Hall, number one, over Christian McCaffrey? At least I would be getting fantasy points today. Kick is up. And it's good. 7-3 Jets. Entertaining game so far. Let's go. Wish Christian McCaffrey was playing. Nice to see Aaron Rodgers not get hurt right away either. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We want to get to 20 within the first hour. Let's see where we're at. Where are we at? Probably somewhere between 10 and 15, I would assume. We're at 12. Perfect. All right, we need 8 more to go to get to 20. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, do your boy a solid. 7 more. Thank you to whoever that was. Now we're at 13. 7 more to get to 20. Let's go. And we'll always be shooting for 100 in the donos as well. Hi, Paisley. Paisley decided to miss Dad, so she's in here now. Nice. I know there was rumors that was going to happen very shortly last week. It's always cool when you can get guys that are highly touted draft picks or guys in the farm system that get called up, and then they can end up showing what they can do. That's very cool. 7-3 Jets. All right, Niners, show me something. I was really looking forward to an RB duel. Let's take a look at some of the fantasy points here. Let me see what we got going on in our league. It's very competitive. It's always competitive in our league every single year. But again, when there's only 4 spots in the playoffs, so we got me at 144.58, Zini 125.66. So both of us are finished since I can't have McCaffrey. Then we got Matt at 98, Big Steppers Double E at 114. We got Shep Dirty Birds at 100.94 and Chief Will Chief at a 73.4. But he had an injury to Jordan Love, but at least he's got Jaden Daniels, so at least he's got someone that he can plug in. Sarah at 101.76 to Captain Oreo's 102.24, but Captain Oreo's got Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Debo, so we would assume Captain Oreo will find a way. Megan 96.88 to Reflect's 140.62. Reflect showing why he's one of the best in fantasy, and I'm going to try to be able to make it to the championship against him or someone else, and that's what we got here so far this evening. Let me look at the points. What do we got for points there? Breece Hall with 10.4 already. Garrett Wilson with 8.5. And Captain Oreo also has Debo, but he only has a 0.3. But I would assume that those numbers will go up as we get further into the game. Calvin with a 10er. Appreciate you, my guy. For Saints offense without Doug Marone. And Stinky Pete. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little cactus stack. Bang, bang. $10 holla. 90 to go. Let me know if there's any individual that you want photo-wise. What about Taylor with the 3 sack lunches at corner, bro? I love that. And again, you can already tell the Panthers are going to be the worst team in football, not only this year, last year, and maybe even next year if things don't drastically improve. And people want to act like, oh, you guys are overreacting. It's the Panthers. Still, how many teams could put up 47 like the Saints or 37 like the Bucs? 4 touchdown passes from Baker. He's baking. Carr. A lot of people, even Saints fans, don't like him, but he played well. And again, we'll see what happens, obviously, in week number 2, where the competition is going to get a little bit tougher against the Dallas Cowboys. First down and 10, 3:51 left in the first quarter. Shotgun set. Yeah, I know. We'll call him Coward's a fucking idiot. A lot of these guys in the sports media are fucking stupid. I really think that you'll actually get better knowledge out of people on YouTube and Twitch. Not everyone on YouTube is smart. There's definitely people that only do YouTube for entertainment, and they like to scream and yell, and they don't know shit. They just try to overreact and get the views and the subs. But there are a few select, channels, including this one, that do a lot of research and film study, and I think that we, give a better take, and we're not biased. But I feel like podcasts and TV, as far as sports, is not at a very good place. It's good for us on YouTube, but not good on podcasts and TV overall. Hand off up the middle. Woo! First down, Niners. Oh, I bet. I bet Raider fans were wanting Carr back for sure. He's a better fit on the Raiders than he is on the Saints. And again, I know some want Spencer Rattler, but eventually they'll figure it out. You know, you just want to be able to have AK-41 healthy, which he missed the first 4 games with a suspension. You got Jamal. He was the lead back at the beginning of the year. He wasn't good. Now he's the complementary back, which is more of his natural role. He got in the end zone. Offensive line, we'll see how that looks as the year goes on against better competition as well as the defense. But overall, regardless if it was the Panthers or not, or the Commanders like with me, a win is a win. And anytime you can throw up a 37 or a 47 and the 2 highest scoring teams are from the NFC South, put some respect on our names. Let's go. 2:20 left here in the first quarter, 7-3 Jets. We're at 10, 90 to go. Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people are sleeping, dude, you know. And again, we'll have to be able to prove the haters wrong that, you know, the NFC South might have the worst team in football in the Panthers, right? And the Falcons might be overrated, but the Bucs and Saints surely are not. Second down and 5. Shotgun set. Purdy. Nice slant route there. Ayuk. Move the chains. Oh, incomplete. Did he drop it? Let me see. Oh, he did drop it. He did get it punched out there. Good defense. I didn't see that on the initial replay. All right. Too much sauce. I appreciate that. I mean, again, whether it be Matt or with you, as long as we have at least one person that's going to be able to, you know, do the job and do the job right and do the job properly, I appreciate that. Third down and 5. Shotgun set. Purdy. Ayuk and says, hey, Sauce, you might have punched out that first one, but not that one. First down, Niners. Move the chains. Nice 14-yard gain down to the New York Jet 34. 5 plays, 36 yards, breaking up a 2-minute drive here so far. I mean, all I need is, you know, consistency. You know, I know, you know, me being a full-time streamer, you know, my grind is not like many people. You know, I'm going to push harder than anyone. So obviously being able to find mods that can match my personality and match my work ethic is ideal. Play action fake. Purdy, bootleg. And goes down. Flag on the play, probably holding on that offensive line. See what Carl Sheffers has to say. They're still discussing here. 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Illegal formation. There's been a lot of illegal shifts and a lot of illegal formations in week 1. A lot of holding calls as well. And hopefully those will get a little bit cleaned up as we go into week 2, 3, and 4. But it is an emphasis that the refs are looking at this year. DX in the building. What's good? Good afternoon, DX. How are you? Second down and 10 on the New York Jet 34. Purdy 2 for 6 with 20 yards so far. Under center, halfback toss. Mason puts his head down. Decent game there for Mason. 5-yard gain. Third down and 5 as a Jet player is running off the field. Third down and 5 on the Jet 29. Oh, congratulations. End of the first quarter, 7-3 Jets. All right, Calvin. Anybody that you want to be able to see if you're still in the building? For photos, let me know. In the meantime, I'll just throw up a few. Maybe a little Demario Davis, little AK-41. I gotta pull up the Saints spinning logo here. Got to make sure we're doing it right. There we go. This could be a very big year for Alvin Kamara. I know some people were, not really sure about him this year and the Saints. But again, if you give this guy 15 to 22 looks a game, chances are he's going to get in the end zone once or twice. The guy is a baller. And again, that's another reason probably why the Saints fans, really respect and appreciate, what I do on the grind on the NFL side. Because again, I do love a lot of the players on the team. I'm a big Demario Davis guy. I'm a big Alvin Kamara guy. I love Chris Olave. There's a lot of guys, even though Mike Evans and Lattimore fucking hate each other. I really do respect a lot of the guys that they have on the team. We might be fierce rivals, and most of the fans hate each other, but again, I can still respect greatness when I see it. I just don't have to be a fucking hater and turn a blind eye when I see greatness there. So appreciate you, Calvin. See if I can find a good Chris Olave here. Shout out to all the Saints fans that support me heavy with the reaction videos and on the NFL side. Appreciate you. All right, 3rd down and 5. Ball on the Jets 29. Shotgun set, reverse. Debo, but you're about to get a loss of 15. Slips through one tackle, another tackle, and then finally getting tripped up. Sauce Gardner with the stop. Fourth down. Jake Moody from Michigan. Field goal is up, and it's good. 7-6 Jets. All right, I'm going to throw up some photos here for Calvin. I'm just going to go down just a number of different Saints players. And if there's someone else that he wants, we can go down that route. But we got some AK-41. Love him. Chris Olave. Love him. And obviously we know Michael Thomas is done, and again, he had a great year, with Drew Brees, but you kind of knew that, with the injuries that they had to go for someone new to take over the role. And again, that'll not be taken away from Michael Thomas, what he was able to do with Drew Brees. But once you go from, that particular quarterback to like a Jameis Winston, you're not going to be able to put up the same kind of stat line. So Demario Davis, a.k.a. the glue, because he holds everything together. One of my favorite linebackers and one of the most underrated linebackers, not only on the Saints, but in general overall. See if I can find another Demario Davis. There we go. Fire. All right, Jets, your turn. What's going on the MLB side, Sarah? Anything? I know not all the teams are playing. Some people are traveling, to be able to play for tomorrow, like Seattle, obviously coming back home there to T-Mobile. Anything interesting coming out of the MLB today besides what you mentioned with the Yankees? I'm looking at the score now. I mean, it's been about 4 or 5 days since we've done a baseball stream, so I'm ready to get back into the mix and doing a couple. We got Pirates 3, Marlins 1, Phillies 1, Rays 0, Reds 2-0 over the Braves, Royals 4-3 up on the Yankees, Mets 1-0 on the Blue Jays, Red Sox 4-2 on the Orioles, Angels 4, Twins 2, Guardians 4, White Sox 0, and then we got Cubs Dodgers tonight at 7:10. So not really a whole lot going on. Gibson with the return. First down and 10 on the Jet 30. Good pass by Aaron Rodgers, reading that zone perfectly. 4 targets, 4 receptions, 46 yards for Garrett Wilson. Man in motion. Rodgers under center. Play action fake to Breece Hall. Going long, going deep, and complete. We're at 14. 6 more likes to be able to get to 20. If you're in the room and haven't smashed the like button yet, we got about 10 people that haven't. So if you could do your boy a solid, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. We're at 15 now. 5 more to get to 20. Second down and 10 on the Jet 30. Man in motion, halfback toss. Breece Hall is there. And a double tackle there with Fred Warner and company. Ward there as well. Third down and 5 on the Jet 35. Jacob in the building. What's good? You could use a streaming link, Jacob. It's not like, if there's a certain ESPN, cable, satellite, in the day and age with streaming apps, right? You also have to find streaming sports links. Nothing is going to get in the way of a sports fan from watching a game. You just need to know where to go. Third down and 4 on the Jet 35. Shotgun set. Trips left. Rodgers. Uh-oh. 12 noon. You know what time it is. Time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. But there's a flag on the play. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's 60 years old in the pocket. It looks like he can't even run away if the pressure is coming. I know he's getting up there in age, but he looks like not mobile at all. Like it looked like he could take one step to the left, one step to the right, and he was going down. And obviously, if the Niners know that, they're going to be bringing blitz, from the left, from the right, up the middle, and Nick Bosa one-on-one. Good night. Penalty on the Jets. Jets with the punt. I hope you feel better. I was about to say, is it one of the horse ones? Because those ones, for anybody, those are difficult. 7-6 Jets. All right, Niners, your turn. 5 more legs to 20. Let's go, baby. We're at 15. 5 more. We just broke the 1 hour mark. Let's go, baby. Taking a peek at the fantasy numbers real quick just to see if anything has changed. So Shep has got Brock Purdy, but he's only at 0.8. Definitely a lot of players that I think were anticipated to have big games. Some have underwhelmed. Like the tight end position has underwhelmed, and I think the quarterback position is kind of underwhelmed in week 1. Some tough matchups, but hopefully things will get a little bit better. But Shep has got Purdy 0.8, Kittle with a 1.6. So hopefully that'll improve as the game goes on there. Captain Oreo's got Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Debo. Brees Hall, 10.8. Garrett Wilson, 8.6. Debo, 0.4. Come on, Brock Purdy. I think that's about it. I don't think anyone else has anyone else playing besides, Christian McCaffrey. Thanks a lot, Christian. And he might not even play in Minnesota in week 2. But again, if he misses the first 2 weeks, and I got Reflect next week, it's going to be like one of the playoff matchup in week number 2. So it's like I need McCaffrey against Reflect, but if not, at least I got Tony Pollard and Ford from the Browns that I know that would be able to hold it down with Rashad White and James Akana. But again, McCaffrey led the league last year with a 24.5 average per game. That's hard to replace. I might be able to get 15 to 19 out of someone else, but we'll see what happens. And we know Minnesota's defense is bootios. I would love for McCaffrey to play next week, but we'll see if his leg, Achilles, and calf are okay. Absolutely. I got you. No problem. First down and 10 on the San Fran 34. Play action fake. Purdy. Bootleg. Play action. He's going to tuck it and run. Diving for the first down. Move the chains. First down, Brock Purdy. And I got you. First down and 10 on the San Francisco 44. Nice play there by Brock Purdy. A lot better than, throwing an interception right there or fumbling. Two for 6 for 20 yards, 11 rushing yards. Not the start that you wanted. Purdy. Little end around. Debo. Little end around. 5 yards. Second down and 4 on the 50. And if there's anybody in the room that is obviously watching the reaction videos and helping out with that, if anyone has any recommendations on what they want me to do for tomorrow, I'll probably end up doing 3 tomorrow, and we've already done 5 in week 1. So Mason, first down, Niners. So we did the Ravens and Chiefs. We did the Packers and the Eagles. And then I ended up doing the Saints and the Panthers. We did the Commanders and the Bucks. And then we also did the Colts and the Texans. So those are the 5 that we've done so far. But if we don't get any recommendations or anything like that, or once I go through all the messages on all the reaction videos, I'll just pick and choose which ones I think that will do the best, or or what players I want to be able to see, or what game. First down and 10. Mason getting into a little bit of a flow. Second down and 4 on the Jet 39. Yeah, and then you'll have to figure out what place you are in the draft. TX is Bengals Patriots. Well, you and Britt would want to see that. Second down and 4. But obviously for Bengals fans, a little painful with the loss. But with Patriot fans like Britt, obviously exciting. Mason running hard. First down. Bang, bang, Niner gang. First down and 10 on the Jet 30. Nice gain of 9 yards by Jordan Mason. Oh, it's Snake. Okay. Shotgun set. Halfback toss. Mason. Uh-oh, he got loose. First down, Niners. But there's a flag on the play, holding on the offensive line, more than likely there. Colton McKivitz with the hold. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, if I had an open spot, just for this week and I was like down, I would have grabbed Jordan Mason just for a game and then dropped him. But, luckily I had enough where I didn't have to go down that route. But I definitely know that the wire is going to be hot and heavy in the first 2 weeks. There's a lot of teams that, including mine, that I need more depth, at certain positions. And I'm going to be definitely doing a lot of research going up and down, the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, kickers, defense. I'm going to be looking at everything to see on how to keep stacking chips as we go into this season. First down and 19 on the Jet 39. Oh, yeah. Oh, I bet. Well, again, most Patriot fans thought, oh, this is going to be a terrible year, nothing to look forward to. Drake May's not even starting, right? And then you get the win week 1. So that's why the NFL is like the most competitive league out of all leagues, because you just really never know what's going to happen. Second down and 19. 7-6 Jets, even though low scoring, kind of like it was with that Lions-Rams matchup, still entertaining. Shotgun set. Purdy. Nice protection. Yes. Jawan Jennings. First down. Niners. Bang, bang. Niner gang. Move the chains. Brock Purdy. A nice deep pass over the middle to Jawan Jennings to the Jets 17. 22-yard gain. Move the chains. What a spin move by Juwan right there. Hit him with the spin cycle. Watch them close twice. Hit him with that whirlpool cycle. First down and 10 on the Jet 17. Uncle Mo, can you feel it? Jordan Mason, he's gone. Touchdown, Niners. And I felt it, baby. You can feel when that Uncle Mo is about to strike, and there it was. Touchdown, Niners. But there's a flag on the play. Is it holding? Oh, it's holding. Brutal. Niner fans are booing. Penalty on Deebo Samuel. Uh-oh. Good job, Allen. 13-3 in picks. If the Niners win, good job. Yeah, Deebo didn't need to grab him there. Jordan was going to get in with his momentum anyways. That was a bad penalty by Deebo. The first part of the block was good, but as Jordan, as James was getting a little bit, or Mason was getting a little bit closer, then he definitely grabbed onto the jersey those last couple steps, and he should have let go. Screen pass. Deebo trying to make up for his dumb penalty. And now we got another flag. The flag party. Especially when you get a running back that's rumbling and a bumbling, their momentum is going to take them into the end zone, especially if they've already been running for 10 to 12 yards. Flag, pass interference, offense. Wow. We're at 10, 90 to go. There you go. Just like in our fantasy league, when we end up scoring touchdowns, you have this graphic that comes up on the ESPN Fantasy when you're playing on the app. And as soon as your player scores, it comes up with a cartoon animation of your player. They do a dance, and then you can actually send the taunt of the dance of the cartoon player to the opposing team that you're playing. Pretty cool. I love the new options that are coming out with the fantasy league. Second down and 6 on the Jet 13. See if the Niners can capitalize this. Purdy, Mason, nice cut. There we go. Almost a first down. First down and goal to the Jet 2. Give it back to him. But also, this would be a great time to get the ball to like George Kittle, someone that they haven't really utilized just yet. Now, again, it just kind of depends, on Kyle Shanahan and what they're thinking. Or you could go to a guy like Juwan Jennings. But obviously, if you're doing fantasy, you want, Ayuk, Debo, Kittle. You're going to want one of those big guys. But this would be more than likely you can just punch it in by running the ball. But let's see if they end up surprising and doing a pass here. Man in motion. Jet sweep to Debo. Touchdown, Niners. There you go. You got to use that creativity, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, Mason deserved it for sure. And Debo almost loses that football as he crosses the plane. It's like you're rewarding the guy that ended up having a couple penalties today. But again, if you got him in fantasy, like Captain Oreo does, he's happy. But again, that would have been for me if I was play calling. I would have went to Mason first, and then maybe just like a little out to Kittle. Because it's not like Kittle's going to get too many opportunities, right? It depends on the game plan and who you're playing. But that would have been a great time to do play action to Kittle, and no one would have been really looking at him, even though it is George Kittle. And I think he easily would have scored. But again, everyone's got a different type of game plan. But it's always trying to be able to think outside the box and be one step ahead. But I would have liked to have Mason got rewarded, based on his hard rushing ability. But Debo with the touchdown, 13-7, Niners. Debo, fantasy owners, rejoice. Chief in the building. What's good, bro? I've missed you, brother. How are you? Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Tough with your Jordan Love situation in fantasy. I know you got a lot of work to do in the league, but at least you got Jaden Daniels. When I watch the Bucks game, he doesn't really throw the ball that much. He's kind of keeps the ball with his legs, and occasionally he'll throw. So at least for fantasy purposes, it's going to be good. Now, if you're like a Commander fan, it might not be the greatest thing for the wide receivers and running backs and tight ends, but at least for your fantasy, you're going to have a pretty good chance to get 20 points every week with Jaden Daniels until Jordan Love gets healthy. Anything specific? Chief, you want to see with your dono, let me know. I appreciate you. And I got reaction videos flowing already in week 1. We got 5 of them done already. Ravens, Chiefs, Packers, Eagles, and then I did 3 today. Commanders, Bucks, Saints, Panthers, and Colts and Texans. Bang, bang, bang. DX with the tour. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. $2 holla. Let me know what you want to do for a photo or photos as well. We're at 1783 to go. Yeah, I would have liked that as well. Good game so far. Yeah, I mean, obviously at LSU, the guy. I just hope at one point that his teammates don't get mad. That he is trying to be like the man. Now, I get it. Use your legs and run when needed. But there was a few times in the game against the Bucks, that he had guys open and he just looked at them and then he just ran. He like went through one progression and said "fuck it" and just ran. Like I would like for him to be a little bit more patient and get Scary Terry and McCaffrey and some of these other guys, Brown involved. You got Eckler there and a few others, and it just kind of felt it was him against Tampa Bay's 11 guys on defense, and it wasn't really a full team effort. I mean, imagine being a tight end or a wide receiver, and you're running your routes hard throughout the whole game, and you're never getting the ball. At some point, the teammates are going to get pissed off. It's one thing you're going to lose almost every single game if you're on the Commanders, like the most dysfunctional franchise in sports. But let alone if you're not getting stats or getting involved in the game, I wouldn't want to be a part of that team. But at least you got someone in fantasy on that team that's probably the most valuable piece in fantasy in Jaden Daniels. And I'm sorry about the Jordan Love situation. That's tough. Rodgers hands off to Breece Hall, gets tripped up. Short gain, 2nd down and 7 to the Jet 33. Hargraves with the tackle. Megan with the like and share. Thank you for helping out with the some of the posts that I had. Obviously with the reaction videos. Appreciate you. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, and many, many other movies. 2nd down and 7. Breece, arm tackle by Fred Warner, brings him down. 3rd down and 5 on the Jet 35. Yeah. But again, remember, their defensive line is not the same. They don't have Chase Young. They don't have the same front four where they had one of the best defensive lines. Half of those guys are gone now. They only have 2 left out of the 4 original. So, they're not going to be very good this year. They're going to get beat the fuck up. And Baker Mayfield was fucking baking. The way he played week 1, he looks like an MVP candidate. No lie. Mike Evans, the most underrated wide receiver in the game, baby. 3rd down and 5. Jalen McMillan from the Huskies, Bucky Irving from the Ducks. They actually produced well also. Rodgers, bootleg. Dude, Rodgers has no mobility. Rodgers looks like he's 50 out there. It's like he better get some good protection up front because he's not going to be able to run away from anybody. Luckily, he's got a strong arm still at his age, but he's not going to be able to escape the pocket at all. Penalty has declined. 4th down and 5. Illegal formation that was declined there. All right, Niners, your turn. Yeah, and it sounds like, based on the interviews that I've watched, that he said that losing was so bad with Jameis and some of the other quarterbacks that he had to mentally trick himself that they were going to the playoffs every year, so that way he could end up having big games. And he said if Brady and Gronk and Arians didn't come, with AB and, we ended up didn't have that type of success, that he definitely would have left. And even though he loves Tampa, his wife loves Tampa, he loves everyone on the team like Godwin and company. But he said that, it would have been a real possibility that if he didn't win the Super Bowl with Brady or even get there, that he probably would have ended up joining a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. It would have been a very real possibility. I mean, imagine Mike Evans with Patrick Mahomes. It would have been fucking silly. Crazy stuff. But I'm glad that he's with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and, we look good. I'm excited. I'm trying to win the NFC South crown 4 years in a row. Saints ended up having a big win. Baker is baking. Defense looks good. I'm ready. And I know, there's going to be a lot of competitive juices flowing throughout the year, but, hopefully they can stay healthy, and we're going to have a chance to make a run as we get further along in the season. Yeah, the Jordan Love fucking injury sucks, but as soon as it happened, I looked on your fantasy, noticed that you had Jaden Daniels because I spy on everyone's team probably more than they do. And that gave me a little bit of a sigh of relief. But it's like when you changed your name from Chiefo Chief, where I got some work to do. Obviously, the strategy, and also you had Puka go down. You ended up drafting high at the wide receiver with like A.J. Brown and Puka, but you didn't draft running backs. And now you're kind of screwed because you don't have enough depth at running back. So I'm not sure if there's guys on the wire that will be able to help you enough to be able to make the playoffs. But there are guys there that might be able to help your roster currently. That's why it's so important. You have to be very careful in fantasy when you go heavy running back or heavy wide receiver. And if you neglect the other position where you go heavy, heavy wide receiver, and then you don't have good running backs, and then all of a sudden you look at your team and you're like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. And then you look at the other teams and how they're built, it could be a long year. And then on top of that, if you have an injury to Jordan Love and Puka's going to be out for, it sounds like, 4 to 6 weeks, not season ending. Same thing with Jordan Love, probably 4 to 6 weeks. But by that time, you might be in a hole too deep to dig out of. But I wish the best for you. Yeah. Yeah. And we got the Detroit Lions here in week 2. We wore our creamsicles and we got our ass kicked at home. We played them in the playoffs and we lost. We should have. We weren't as good as them. But this year, we're better. And I think that we actually have a chance to beat Detroit, even though their defense got better also. But again, the offense, we saw J-Mo go off, but Amon-Ra, Laporta, Gibbs, and Montgomery, even though he scored the game-winning touchdown, the offense didn't really flow the same way as it did last year. The defense got better, but it almost felt like the offense got a little worse. But that was only one game, and the Rams defense played good without Aaron Donald. But we'll see on how things progress in week 2 and week 3. But I'm very excited about the Lions and the Bucs in week 2, even if we lose. So first down and 10. Purdy, floater, wide open. George Kittle, baby. First down, Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang. And if you guys ended up watching the documentary Receiver, George Kittle probably has the most loyal wife as far as the NFL wives. I love their relationship and their bond with their dogs and with each other. George loves Legos and shoes, and she just seems like such a genuine, loyal, good person. And it's always good when you end up seeing, girlfriends or wives of the players that aren't cheaters. They're actually, together and they're together for life. It makes you actually believe in love a little bit, with all the craziness that goes on with not only our real lives, but also with these athletes and what they go through. Lots of temptation out there. Love me some George Kittle. Great personality. We're going to see him in WWE after he retires, for sure. They didn't have a defense good enough. Their defense was shit. Now it's better this year at the corner position. So if they were going to go to the Super Bowl, this would be the year that they would get there if they can get to that point. Easy with a tour. Appreciate you. He said, let's go Jets. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Let me know what you want to do for a photo at some point. We're at 19:81 to go. Hand off to Mason. Mason is rumbling and a bumbling, and it shows you with the Niners, regardless on who the running back is, they always produce. They can plug and play pretty much anybody at quarterback or running back because they have such a great offensive line. They have great tight ends and wide receivers, and they got Kyle Shanahan. So when you have so many pieces already there, obviously they had to get CMC and McCaffrey as well as Brock Purdy to go to the next level. But this team has got so much depth. Third down and 3. On the San Francisco 45. Candace in the building. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Mason. Who thought Mason could catch out of the backfield? Wow. There we go. Let's see where we're at on the likes. Are we at 20 yet? I hope that we're at 20. We're almost at an hour and a half in. We're still at 16. If you're in the room and you just came in, do your boy a solid and smash that like button. We're 3 away from 20. We want to hit 30 to 50 before the stream ends. We're at 17. Help your boy out. All right, I got you. Yes, he did. That one-handed catch to end the game, to ice the game late. Absolutely. Megan with a 20. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Debo with the catch. Second down and 7 at the Jet 46. Appreciate you, Megan. Appreciate you, Easy. Appreciate you, Chief. 39. 61 to go. 2 minutes left in the first half. We got a good one here. 13-7. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Finley in the building. What's good? And I did some Saints photos there early on for Calvin. It's great seeing some of y'all that obviously have been gone for a little bit. Not everyone is a football fan and a baseball fan. So for all the people that love the reaction videos and NFL and college football, great to see you back in the room. And again, I'm going to be working very, very hard, like I always do every single season. And we're getting close to 20,500. We've already gained about 100 subs in a matter of a couple weeks. Even in that Oregon game, we almost hit 10,000 views, in that game alone. And that definitely helped us. I think we gained 30 plus subs in that game alone. So that was awesome. There you go, Easy. Lock it. Tyler, get to the door and lock it, baby. Chief, anything that you want to be able to see photo-wise? Chief players? Well, how about some Xavier Worthy? Hey, yeah, that guy was a fucking stud, huh? But you let me know. Megan, let me know. Chief with another $1. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang, $1 holla. Megan with another $1 holla. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. And we got halftime coming up here in 2 minutes, so I can get all of the photos done there at that particular time, as well as, if we have another commercial. We're at 41, 59 to go. Bro, you're going to like the thumbnail and the actual presentation. It's, not just like the big screen and the little box with me in the corner anymore. I upgraded it, so you actually can see like a YouTube page with a big box of me on the right. I think it looks awesome, and I hope that you like it. I haven't checked the Cash Apps. Normally someone will tell me if they've done it or not, or on the Venmo side. Let's check real quick, though. No, nothing on the Cash App. Let me take a look at the Venmo. Usually people will say, hey, dog, I did the Venmo or the Cash App. So nothing on those ends yet, but maybe we'll get some before the stream ends. 13-7, 49ers. 3rd down and 3 on the Jet 42. I got you. It's like the Jets are out of position. They're confused. Audible at the line for Brock Purdy. 3rd down and 3 on the Jet 42. Shotgun set. We're trying to draw the Jets off sides. And then the clock goes to 0. Delay a game. I'm good, man. How are you? Bread with $1. That's what I'm talking about. She says, I got to support. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. We can get you your favorite Patriot player here at halftime. Thank you so much. And people that think that, $1 dono or $2 dono or $5 dono doesn't matter, false. It all adds up. It can add up for me to be able to get dog food for Paisley, a new bone, to help pay a bill, to pay the internet bill so I can continue doing this dream. So thank you. Even though Google and YouTube take a percentage, the more that we can get will make up for that. So thank you so much. A $1 dono train. I'll take it. Thank you so much. DX, Joey Logano, and he ended up winning that race. You never can count out Joey late in races as well. I enjoyed watching that matchup, but I was really hoping that Chase Elliott would end up getting the dub. But when we got kind of towards the end, he was like in 6th, 7th, and 8th, and I knew that there was no way he was going to catch up unless there was a big wreck. And there was a couple big wrecks right there at the end. But hopefully, my boy Chase Elliott for me and Britt, Napa know how. Hopefully, he can get up there. First down and 10, Purdy. Jawan Jennings, very underrated as a receiver. Timeout is called by Kyle Shanahan. Dinner. Nice throw there by Brock Purdy. More than just a system quarterback. But again, if Brock Purdy was on a bad team, it's not like he's going to be the same type of player that he is on the 49ers. Let's keep it real. But he is better than what a lot of people think of him. Truex winning would be pretty wild and amazing. But it kind of feels like, there's about 6 drivers, that are in the key position to be able to win it all. I mean, I feel as far as the rest, it's going to take like a miracle to be able to work their way up. But it really depends on if you can win a race or 2 in the playoff, which is possible for anyone that's in, right? First down and 10 on the Jet 12. Screen pass to Debo. And a nice gang tackle by the Jets there. Quentin Williams and company. Second down and 10 on the Jet 13. Yeah, 8th. We need him to finish in the top 5. And again, we need the pit stops to be clean. The strategy needs to be good. Good spotter, good crew chief. Everyone has to be on the same page. People just think, everyone just goes left and they just go in circles unless it's like a road track. There is so much strategy that's involved on NASCAR Cup Series as well as any type of racing. And again, everyone has to be on point. And if you end up being, 5 seconds slow, at a pit stop, that could be the difference between you winning and finishing in 4th. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Second down and 10. On the Jet 13, Purdy, back of the end zone. Wow. Brandon Ayuk almost coming down with that catch. My goodness. Third down and 10. Look at the effort by Brandon. If the throw was a little bit more on touch, but that should have been a touchdown. What happened to my hands, Brandon? That's what happens when you hold out and you want more money. You're not working the jug machine with those hands, baby. You should have caught that. Good year. Oh, I see. Finley's like, I need all those points. Robert Saleh with the timeout. And then once we get into halftime here in 13 seconds, everyone that is donated, you just fire away in the chat on what you want photo-wise, and I'll just try to get all of those done here. Let me see if I can load a Joey Logano here while we're waiting. And then obviously we'll get Britt and all the rest taken care of. Megan, DX, Chieful Chief. Shotgun set, third down and 10. Blitz coming. Purdy avoiding the rush and throws it out of bounds. Fourth down and 10. It's going to be a field goal party. Got you. What do you want, Britt? You want Chase Elliott for your dono? Or do you want something Patriots? 31-yard attempt. Kick is up, and it's good. Moody. Bang. We got 4 seconds left. Joey definitely isn't my favorite driver whatsoever, but I do respect him. I know he does get on some people's nerves, and he's not everyone's favorite. I mean, obviously, guys like Kyle Busch, when he's competitive, he rubs people the wrong way. And Joey rubs people the wrong way as well. But at the end of the day, you can't deny greatness. And anytime you can end up winning a championship at any point, and you can end up, dominating, in those ranks, it definitely opens up a lot of eyes. And obviously, I would rather have Chase Elliott win rather than Joey Logano. But Joey didn't even really deserve to win that race. He kind of got in the right place at the right time late in the race. And sometimes all you got to do is just survive the big wrecks and just be available in the last like 25 laps. And if you're there in the top 4 spots with like 25 laps to go, anything can happen, especially with cautions and overtime. No, I don't think anybody, is big on Joey Logano. Again, like you said, he's. I don't want to say he's kind of a whiny beezy, but he kind of has that attitude of like kind of a whiny beezy, But again, I do respect his skill set, and what he does bring to the NASCAR Cup Series as a driver that's competitive. He is good, but there's a lot of guys that I like other than him. Facts. 16-7 Niners with no Christian McCaffrey. Can you believe that? Very consistent for the most part. But he hasn't really been as good this year in like years past. But I guess you could say that for a lot of drivers. But Hendrick Motorsports, dominant as ever. Now it's just a matter of can we get some, newbies to be able to kind of show what they can do, like Ty Gibbs. The guy's super young. Anytime you get a guy that's like 19, 20, 21, Ty Gibbs seems like a guy that can end up winning multiple races almost every year once he actually does it. He just needs to start getting those wins under his belt. But that's been someone that has kind of had a breakout year this year if you follow that particular NASCAR Cup. Yeah, that's how it goes in NASCAR, right? Like, when they end up, crashing someone, they don't try to take the accountability and say sorry. And then when someone crashes into them, then they try to start a fight or they act like the world is ending. True. You got to be able to have it go both ways. Not, I wreck you, you can't complain about it. But then when you wreck me, I'm going to fight you or I'm going to whine about it, right? So, all right, we're at halftime here. Nice. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. She said, Connecticut, born and bred. But I'll give him this. It was a good victory for him when it went into overtime. And obviously that gave him a lot of confidence, obviously going in here into the playoff. Because I don't think anyone really thought Joey was going to win a race in the playoff. And then he did one in obviously the very first race in the playoff. So there are a couple of Joeys. We got some Lockets here. We got Calvin with those Saints photos. And we got to get some other photos here. Chief will Chief. Xavier Worthy, anything that you want to see? Get some Anson here for National Star Trek Day. But we got 12 minutes to put out as many photos as possible. So I got you guys. But we'll still sprinkle in some Glens in there for the ladies. You might need to get a napkin or a bib, but yeah, Jordan Mason doing well. But I'll hit you with 3 Glens. Wipe off the drool. Handsome fella. Yeah. But I mean, just based off the talent, though, for someone that young, it's been the most talented driver at that age in a few years. We haven't seen someone that young kind of progressing, through Xfinity and through the Cup Series like him. And it kind of feels like at some point, he's going to end up winning 1 to 3 races, consistently. It's just a matter of when will that happen. I'm not too sure, but you can kind of feel the momentum gaining. But I mean, I'm not a fan of his, but I recognize his talent, on what he's doing. But I also get, with the Gibbs team and getting away with a little bit there with the grandfather's team, I get that point as well. Nice. I do. I'll even get you a Patriot spinning logo. You got to have that Warren Sapp type of player up front and beast mode. I even hit you with a throwback. Uh-oh. Yeah, what a fucking dirtbag, dude. This guy is a criminal that deserves to be in jail. He like you hear about those horror stories, in the news about people that do that type of thing. The guy is a predator. The guy deserves to be in jail, 100%. And I think more females are going to come out based off the inappropriate behavior out of Deshaun Watson. What a dirtbag. I'd be embarrassed to be a Browns fan. And you got one in the blue jersey, but I got to get you with the away jersey as well. Never underestimate your boy. Hope you appreciated those. Great choice though. I like that. I'm gonna throw up a Chase Elliott anyways because we don't really get to. I used to do a lot of NASCAR streams, and then once we started getting to a point, then I felt like we weren't getting enough support, so I had to kind of pivot a little bit. I would love to be able to get to a point where we can do streams again, but it has to make sense, with the likes and the subs, the potential donos. But one day, one day. Napa know how. Best color scheme in NASCAR by a billion. That white and that blue and that yellow of that Napa know how. Love it. I wish I could have this racing suit and that helmet. I would wear it all day. All right. Is there anybody that I missed on the photos? Oh, I got to get Chief Chief. I'm not sure if he's still in the room. Oh, you got me some Kraken news? Yes. Hopefully it's positive. I got to get some Xavier Worthy up here. The Raiders. I love Chris Berman. Him and Tom Jackson were amazing. He's kind of like the Caucasian version of like Gus Johnson. Obviously Gus does like the play-by-play, and it's a little bit different. But Berman is just a great personality, and I really wish that we had him covering more on the NFL side. Oh, Adam Larson, huh? And I got to hit you with a nice Mahomes graphic for Chief will Chief. Big Chief fan. I'm very excited about Kraken hockey. Again, I still, have to be able to, find a trip to the mall because I need to get a new Buccaneer hat, a new Oregon Duck hat, and a new Seattle Kraken hat. Those are I need to find. I'm very particular and kind of picky though, on those types of things. So eventually, once I figure out if I just want like a black Oregon Duck hat with like maybe a yellow O, and then I'm thinking maybe a white Kraken hat or maybe a white Buccaneer hat or white and red and white and blue. I don't know. I'll have to be able to find some time and when I have the extra funds to be able to do that. But definitely want to be able to represent properly. And I got a lot of like Oregon Duck beanies that are like green apple and stuff like that and yellow, but I can't wear those on stream because it gets distorted. So thank you for sending that. We're at 42, 58 to go. And he gets the extension. Hell yeah. Let's throw a photo of him up. The man, the myth, the legend, Adam Larson, defenseman. And we need good defense. We need more consistency in net. And we need to have those, type of players that are going to be enforcers for us as we move forward. And I feel like we got a lot better offensively, with the draft and obviously in the free agency period. But defensively, a lot of guys, woo, yeah, that's my guy. Congratulations, getting your money, 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 money. Let's go. So fresh and so clean, clean. Let's go, Kraken. Stand with Ukraine in the building. What's good? We're about to get here into the second half. 16-7 Niners with no Christian McCaffrey. And we'll be doing Mariners tomorrow. Yu Darvish is back going against George Kirby. I'm fucking excited about that and our chances. And then on top of that, then we're going to have, let me look at the next matchup after that. I know I mentioned it before. 9-4 Yankees on the Royals. But we're going to be live tomorrow, 6:30 Pacific, and that'll be Yu Darvish versus George Kirby. And then on FS1 on Wednesday, same time, 6:30 Pacific, on FS1 global broadcast, and it's going to be one of their better pitchers, Michael King, right, going against our boy Brian Wu. So I'm so excited about that. And then we got Bills and Dolphins on Thursday night. This is the best time of year. It's like I don't got to worry about the NBA or anything like that. And again, we got football on the college side. We got NFL, right? And then we're going to be getting cracking here pretty soon. And again, we're still into baseball and NASCAR right now also. Let's go. All right, here we go. Third quarter. 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 30. Aaron Rodgers' mobility in the pocket is the most glaring thing that I've noticed. You have no Christian McCaffrey, right? And it doesn't matter who they have at running back. Everyone produces. You got so many weapons, and there's a reason why the Niners have been the cream of the crop, not only based off ownership, GM, head coach, OC, DC, offensive line, defensive line. You're looking at every area. They don't really have a whole lot of weaknesses. But again, to go to how many NFC championship games, how many Super Bowls, after you go 4 or 5 NFC championship games, 2 Super Bowls, and you lose everything, at some point, you're going to obliterate the team. Some guys are going to want more money and they're going to go elsewhere, or some guys may take less and stay. But again, are they good enough to win it with Brock Purdy? I don't know. If they play someone other than Patrick Mahomes, yeah, maybe. But if you're playing Patrick Mahomes, I don't think you're going to be able to beat him. Not with Brock Purdy. You need someone like a Steve Young or a Joe Montana type. Brock Purdy is, good in the regular season, but I don't think anyone will take Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl over Mahomes, based off clutch factor. Debo, there we go. First down, Niners. Down to the San Francisco 41, 10-yard gain by Debo Samuel. the mods in the room, no. You can't ask that. First down and 10. Man in motion, use check, Purdy, Kittle, short game. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't blame you. That's the response that I would expect from you and DX and any of the other mods that were in the building. Mason, stiff arm, 3rd down and 4 on the San Francisco 47. A gain of 1 or maybe none. Juwan Jennings and DJ Reed chirping at each other. Appreciate you guys so much, and again, it's all about the loyalty, and again, there's millions of channels that are out there, but again, it's the connection that brings people back, and you want to make sure that you have the right people to be a part of the Fanatic family, and not everyone is going to be a part of it, and again, I really do appreciate the people that are loyal and the people that represent for the NWSF in the fullest. You guys are the best. 3rd down and 3. Purdy, Juwan Jennings, first down, Niners, bang, bang, Niner gang. But Juwan Jennings is limping now. Yeah, that is a good question. How is Judge doing? I'm always wondering how he's doing. And is Judge still at 51 home runs? Or did he hit one tonight? I might be a Mariner fan, but I definitely appreciate greatness. And, anytime you end up getting memorabilia from one of the legends and goats, the modern day Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth type of player, which is Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani right now, it's always exciting to be able to root for that player. And it's always must see TV when Judge and Ohtani are on the screen. Short game by Mason, 2nd down and 8 on the Jets 46. 2-yard gain there by Jordan Mason, and Juwan Jennings with his red mohawk limping there on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. Yes, lots and lots of injuries, man. Use. Hand off to Mason. First down, Niners. Move the chains. Nice run there on 3rd down and 2. And again, it doesn't really matter, who the Niners have. It just seems like anybody they plug in is successful. Even the Jets defense is typically known as a top 4, top 5 D, right? But they still can't match up, because the Niners offensive line is fucking beast mode. It shows you how important it is. And that's one thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that I don't think people realize is that pick, with Barton from Duke that can play center or guard instead of going for Jackson Powers Johnson, that was the right choice. And Graham Barton has been phenomenal with Tristan Wirfs. And if our offensive line didn't play as good as they did against the Commanders, we wouldn't have scored 37. Baker wouldn't have had 4 touchdown passes. So I feel that adding Graham Barton was one of the best draft picks since Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr. If you got a good offensive line, anything is possible. The run game, the pass game, special trick plays. It gives a little bit of relief for the defense, and it's so important to be able to have that beast O-line. It's just that some teams have it. Some teams know that it's important, and some teams avoid it, which doesn't make any sense to me. First down and 15 on the Jets 37. Oh, just singled so far? Birdie, floater, he's open. Use check. First down, Niners. Jets, where are you? Hand off to Mason. Good tackle. Elijah Mitchell, yeah. I mean, like I said, when you go from a great offensive line, arguably the best in football, and then you go to any other team, then of course your production is probably. And remember Jeff Wilson, and they had Elijah Mitchell. I mean, pretty much anybody you throw in there can get you 10 to 15 fantasy points. And then if you got an elite one like McCaffrey, then you can get 20 to 60. It's just a matter of how you get that guy involved. Hand off. Touchdown! Bang, bang, Niner gang. Jordan, Wilson, Mason. Bang, 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 bang. Jordan Mason. 22-7 Niners. The Jets have no answers. 42, 58 to go. Jets getting cooked. I mean, just imagine what the score would be if McCaffrey was playing. I mean, they might already be at 30 something at this point. But again, I think that we you can notice a couple things. I don't think the Jets defense is necessarily this bad. But again, Aaron Rodgers, he still has the arm, and I know he probably still has the intelligence up here, but the mobility is gone. I mean, like I said, the guy can only take like a step or two and he goes down. There is no bootleg. There is no play action. There is no, type of play to be able to get outside of the pocket to extend plays. It's pretty much snap it, throw it. And if you got a guy near you, you can take a step in one direction or another, or you're going down. And of course, if defenses realize that Aaron Rodgers has no mobility, I don't really see them having that successful of a season, especially if defenses, become aware that he has no mobility whatsoever. So, I mean, I still think he's got the ability to throw some touchdowns and, to be, better than Zach Wilson, better than what they had with like Mike White, but again, it definitely limits the play calling, when you can't move out of the pocket at all. First down and 10, little check down. Brees is there. Gain of 12 yards down to the Jets 35. First down, New York. Yeah, definitely hard for some of these people, to be able to walk away from the game when you love something as much as you do. When you love something as much as you do, and you put all your, all your blood and your sweat and your tears into something, it's hard to be able to walk away. Hand up the middle to Brees Hall. Gain of 5 yards. Second down and 5 on the Jet 40. Second down and 5, 23-7 Niners on the Jets 40. See if the Jets can actually get in the end zone to make this game a little bit more competitive. Paisley has come in to hang out with Dad. She says, I miss you, Daddy. Rodgers, play action fake. Pass tipped, intercepted. Flanagan fouls with the interception off the deflection. But there's a flag on the play. Maybe excessive celebration. What do we got here on the flag? Okay, interception is confirmed. Unnecessary roughness on the Niners after the interception. First down. 23-7 Niners. Oh, Brett. Yeah. Well, again, they probably thought that the defense would play a little bit better since Christian McCaffrey wasn't playing, that they were going to easily be able to win, or they would be looking like a shell of themselves. But if you're playing on the road and you're going against a team like the Niners that have a lot of depth, you make sure you better bring your A game, otherwise you're going to get slapped in the mouth. And 7 points, with a top five defense, and you got Brees Hall, that's supposed to be the number one fantasy pick. You got Garrett Wilson. You got all these pieces. It's not really adding up to a whole lot here tonight for the New York Jets. Little play action fake. Oh, pass incomplete. Yeah, I've never really been an Aaron Rodgers, type of guy. I don't know. I feel like there's just certain like teams and players that we are gonna like and we're not gonna like. But again, I don't have a problem with like all Packer fans, but there's some that are not for me. And and I never really was an Aaron Rodgers. Like I didn't mind Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers kind of rubs me the wrong way. And I know that he's got his own rich friends and he kind of lives in his own world and his own circle. And I know sometimes he probably tries to mean well, but not my cup of tea. Not for me. Never really been a supporter of him. So I mean, I watched him when he was at Cal, with like Marshawn Lynch and Deshaun Jackson, and I knew he was going to be a good player and whatnot. But again, not for me. But I will say that he's a little bit more likable on the Jets than he was on the Packers. It's just like Tom Brady on the Patriots. Some people liked him, some people didn't. But then when he went to Tampa, I feel that some people that had that hate Brady, they kind of eased up a little bit and said, "Well, let me get to know this guy a little bit and see how he acts on Tampa." And obviously being micromanaged by Bill on the New England, they got those titles, but they weren't really having a lot of fun up there, even though they were winning. But then he got to be a little bit more loose and have fun. And we ended up winning the Lombardi year one with Tom and with Gronk. So sometimes it's nice to be able to get to really get to know a particular player or players when you don't really get to see the true self of those players. Pass the use check out of bounds, incomplete. Third down and 8. Herbal teas and doc rooms. Purdy, pass incomplete. 23-7 Niners. Second down and 5 on the Jets 38. Purdy 14 for 23, 167 yards. Look at Jordan Mason, 20 rushes, 106 yards. One reception for 5 and a TD. It doesn't matter if it's McCaffrey or even just a backup. You can literally plug and play anybody back there. Mason, gain of a couple there. Third down and 2 on the Jet 35. Wow, drastically underpaid. Shotgun set. Purdy. Almost intercepted. Tony Adams with the good defensive coverage there. Nice one-handed deflection there by the Jets. 53-yard field goal is up by Moody, and it's good. 26-7 Niners. I don't know if anyone anticipated this, especially with McCaffrey being out. Maybe people would have thought that it would be 26. I don't think they thought that the Niners would only put up 7 at home, but I don't think anyone anticipated this kind of score. But I know Jets fans and the Jets probably got a little cocky, thinking, "Ooh, McCaffrey's not playing. We're going to beat their ass." Well, it's the third quarter, and you got 7 points. The only ass that's getting beat right now is New York's. $42, 58 to go, 26-7 Niners. Paisley can't even bear to look at the game. She's embarrassed for the Jets. All right, we got 3:28 left here in the third quarter, and hopefully the Jets can get at least something going for Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson fantasy managers. I imagine a lot of people are going to be losing here week 1, especially with the lack of production of Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and then obviously no Christian McCaffrey. 2-0 Cubs on the Dodgers. Screen. Garrett Wilson on cue. Gain of about 6. Second down and 4 to the Jets 36. Yeah, Puka's out for 4 weeks. Oh, nice catch. What a throw. What a catch. First down, Jets. Allen, the Lizard, Lazard. That looked like a Packer connection from back in the day. From Rodgers to Lazard. Put it right on the breadbasket. Perfect throw, perfect catch. Great concentration by Allen there. First down, Jets, which I feel that we've only said a couple times. Shotgun set. Hand off to Brees Hall. Good defense there by the Niners, by Bosa and company. Gain of 2. Second down and 8 on the 36. Shotgun set. What happened to my hands? Brees. You're supposed to be a fantasy superstar. What's going on here? And again, I know you're going against the Niners and you're on the road. So obviously it's not like you're playing the Commanders or, one of the teams that, struggled, obviously over the weekend. But come on, Brees. You're better than that. Nice throwback Steve Young jersey there by that fan. 10 for 16, 108 yards and 1 pick for Aaron Rodgers. Not a very Aaron Rodgers type of performance. 3rd and 8 on the San Francisco 36. Rodgers going long, going deep, got a man. Garrett Wilson, touchdown, Jets. But there's a flag on the play. Oh, that was Allen the Lizard Lazard. I thought it was Garrett Wilson. Penalty on the defense. Penalty is declined. Touchdown, Jets. Allen the Lizard Lazard. Nice job. There we go. Way to bring that electricity. And everyone, make sure you guys take care of your mental health. It's very important. Addiction, depression, anxiety. You got to make those minor adjustments. Having a bad day, go for a walk. Get some exercise. Eat healthy. Be somewhere positive like the NWSF. And then you'll be able to get back on track and win the day. Nice touchdown pass by Rodgers. I was about to say, are we going to get any touchdown passes out of him today? We better. 4 wide. 2-point attempt here by Rodgers. Shotgun set. Man in motion. Check. An audible at the line. Rodgers. Hands off. Brees Hall. And he doesn't get it, I don't think. He is short. Wow. Good defense there by the Niners. Yeah, very important. All right, minute 39 left in the third quarter, 26-13. Now, at least they are, what, a touchdown and 2 field goals away, but, they definitely need to be able to pick it up here in the fourth quarter. Absolutely. Got to listen to music every day. All right, take care. I actually came up on my feed, and no one is gonna, be like Chester and whatnot. And again, I've heard mixed reviews. I feel like, as a female singing it, she does a good job. But I think a lot of the OG fans, of Lincoln Park, want to go with obviously the original. Some, like it with her. Some don't. But obviously, Chester is Chester, and that's always how it's going to be. So I thought it was I think she's giving a lot of her passion into it, and you can tell with the way that she sings it. But again, it's not better than Chester. It's never going to be. So yeah, agreed. See, that's what I was thinking too. She gives it her all, but it just doesn't. It just feels weird without him. I agree. I agree, Brett. Don't make me stand up. I agree. 26-13 Niners. I mean, I think that kind of happens anytime you get a new person, like, on vocals or someone on bass or drums that's not the original. Sometimes it ends up working out, but at the end of the day, the hardcore fans are typically going to go with the original, especially if they had success at that particular time. And again, things happen, bands break up, people end up, joining new bands, or people unfortunately pass away, and then they have to look for someone new. But that's just kind of my 2 cents. Yeah, new songs would have been better instead of trying to recreate the old songs with Chester. I agree. Second down and 9. Man in motion. Fake toss. Purdy. Juwan Jennings. First down. Niners. Move the chains. 15 yards for number 15. Man, I'm getting distracted here. I'm getting distracted. First down and 10. Purdy under center. Play action fake. Purdy. Little check down. I don't know what the point of that was. Use check got blasted immediately. Flag on the play. See what Shever says. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Holding on the defense. End of the third quarter, 26-13 Niners. I got 1 quarter to go, baby. Oh, I'm here. I am here. All right, baby. Fourth quarter, 26-13 Niners. First down and 10. Man in motion. Purdy. Mason. Short gain. Second down and 8 on the San Francisco 43. Monday Night Raw. Is anybody watching Monday Night Raw right now? Oh, 2-hour commercial-free Monday Night Raw on Netflix? Hell yeah. Debo, hit him with that skirt. Go, baby, go. First down, Niners. Move the chains. Debo Samuel. First down, Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang. First down and 10 on the Jets 32. Man in motion. Purdy. Play action fake. Little bootleg. Oh, not really giving a chance for Kittle to have any yak yards there. It gets blasted immediately. Captain Oreo, appreciate that. Where are we at on the likes right now? I don't even know. I haven't looked there in a minute. $27. Okay, good. 3 more to get to 30. You haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. DX knows the drill. Sarah knows the drill. Second down and 8 on the Jet 30. Hand off. Mason. Gain of 2. Third down and 6 on the Jets 28. Yeah, Ricky getting robbed for his rollie in San Francisco and getting shot in the chest. Thank God he survived. But I was kind of looking forward to seeing what he was able to bring to the team, but we're going to have to wait a few more weeks. But I'm so happy that he didn't get hurt worse or pass away. Crime in San Francisco, you wouldn't think would be crazy, but there are certain parts of San Francisco where the crime is incredibly crazy. At least from the reports that I've read and photos that I've seen. Third down and 6. Purdy, floater. Brandon Ayuk, first down, Niners. Move the chains. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got no mobility, Captain Oreo. And I know you were trying to get a lot of points, out of the, Brees and Garrett, as well as Debo in your fantasy and whatnot. But we are going to be doing Mariners tomorrow and Mariners on Wednesday. You, Darvish, and George Kirby tomorrow. Brian Wu on Wednesday. And then Bills Dolphins on Thursday. So it'll be a nice, step away from football for a second, but I'm still going to be doing some reaction videos, I think, in the morning, 2 or 3, and then we'll be doing the Mariners at 6:30 and 6:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday night. Debo, a little end around, nice tackle. DJ Reed doing push-ups, but hey, the push-ups isn't going to help you, DJ. Second down and 9 on the Jet 13. Yeah, luckily I had a lead on Zini, captain. Imagine if I ended up, being down by 1 or 5 or 10, and I was banking on McCaffrey today. I had a -2 with the defense with the Chiefs, and ended up getting a 0 with McCaffrey because I had no one to substitute with. All my other guys played, but not bad for 7 pieces out of 9 to hit 144. Trying to score the most points in the league with only 7 spots, and I know I'm not going to be able to do that every week, but definitely blessed on the players balling out week 1 for me. Hand off to Mason. One more like to 30. Let's get there. Oh, Paisley is good. Definitely things that need to be taken care of. Mind and body. Third down and 9 on the Jets 13. Shotgun set. Purdy. Juwan Jennings fighting for the first down, but getting gang tackled by 3 Jet defenders. 4th down and 1 on the Jet 5. Do you take the field goal or do you try to end the game here? I would just take the points and take the field goal with Moody. They're going for it. They said, we don't care. We're trying to end the Jets here unless they're trying to get them to jump off sides. I doubt they're going to go for it. Jets got a timeout. We're getting close to that 30 number. We're at 42, 58 to go. Take the points here, San Fran. There's no reason to try to be a bully and try to go for it, and then you don't get it or you fumble, and then all of a sudden the Jets have the momentum, and then all of a sudden it's 26-20. You know, Trent Williams played all 65 snaps, beast mode, first ballot Hall of Fame, one of the best left tackles to ever play the game. And now you got a chip shot with Moody for Michigan here, and should be an easy attempt, you would think. Kick is up, and it's good. 29-13, Niners. All right, I need to get a drink here real quick while we have a commercial break. Jets fan is hating life right now. All right, first down and 10 on the Jets 24. 29-13. Let's see if the Jets can end up getting another touchdown at least to get themselves to 20. A 29-20 loss is better than a 29-13 loss. But again, a lot of red flags. But again, when you end up playing a team like the Niners on the road week one, I mean, how many teams could go into San Fran and win? Not many. All right, we got 9:37 left. Brees Hall, short gain of 3 yards, second down and 7 on the Jets 27. The Patriots. I'm super impressed. That win against the Bengals was so unexpected, and again, I think it breathed new life into every Patriot fan. Oh, nice catch! First down, Jets. And who knows, when you end up playing teams in the division, maybe the Patriots can actually hang and beat the Jets, the Dolphins, and these other teams that are in the division and the Bills. The Bills don't have Diggs anymore. I feel like based on what you saw in week one, I don't really feel there's a huge gap, with the teams that are in the AFC East. Like, I think crazy shit could happen. You never know. Rodgers is old. The Dolphins obviously got to be the favorite, with what they have to work with on offense and defense. But the Bills are not as good as they were before. They have issues on their defense and on their O line. They don't have Diggs anymore. So who's to say that you can't go like 2-2, in the division or better? Like, you might end up, winning more games than people think. I mean, obviously there'll be 6 games in the division, so maybe 3-3, maybe 4-2. I mean, who knows? Splitting with each team or even doing better than that. Maybe 3-3, 4-2 could be possible. Second down and 1. Rodgers. Garrett Wilson with the catch. First down and 10 on the San Francisco 44. Whistle is blown. Incomplete pass. I'm just excited that you're excited, and every Patriot fan, has something to look forward to instead of being like, well, maybe I'll watch the game, maybe I won't. But then, any of those fans that were like, this is going to be a shit year. We're only going to win 1, 2, 3 games. And then you come out of the gates in week one and win, it gives hope. And it's going to give a lot more support, for the coaches and the players and, to get the fans back, and they know it's not going to necessarily be like a playoff year, more than likely. But again, just to bring that excitement back post Belichick, Brady, and Gronk, and I'm happy for you. Plus, there's a lot of connections, right? Chase Elliott, right? Tom Brady and Gronk. There's a lot of connections between the Patriots and the Bucks with you and I. Third down and 1. Tampa know how. Shotgun set for Rodgers. Man in motion. Handoff to Brees. Stuffed at the line by 3 Niners. I don't think he got it. Fourth down and 1 on the 50. Yeah, I was actually looking at a stat line. Speaking of Gonzalez from the Ducks, he has actually shut down every number 1 wide receiver that he's played against, besides the games that he was out because he got hurt. Christian Gonzalez is a fucking beast. He's like probably the most underrated corner in the league that no one really knows about. But once he keeps stacking up these big games against these number 1 receivers, I think people will start to notice more and more. Fourth down and 1 and complete. Absolutely. Jets can't convert on 3rd and 4th down and 1. Shitty throw there to Garrett Wilson. That ain't going to cut it. 1st down and 10. Ball on the 50, and the Niners are about to strike again. All right, Niners, let's see what you got going here. 1st down and 10 on the Niners 50, and it's not like they're going to let up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rumbling and bumbling down the sideline. I mean, it's like Christian McCaffrey never left. 23-yard gain by Jordan Mason. My goodness. First down and 10 on the New York Jet 26. Handoff. Mason runs into 2 Jets. And one thing about Mason, I do like, obviously keeps those legs pumping, no matter what. So he takes the initial contact from that Jet defense, but, he doesn't worry. He just knows that, he either will get a push, from one of his players to kind of get him forward, or he'll be able to wiggle his way through and at least lean forward to gain some extra yardage. 2nd down and 7 on the Jets 23. Depth, depth, depth. Man. I don't think anybody anticipated him playing this well or the Niners playing this well without Christian McCaffrey. I feel bad for all the people that lost money picking the Jets to win big. Halfback toss. Mason. Wow, good vision. Gain of 5. 3rd down and 2 on the Jets 18. Look at that, 28 rushes for 146 yards and a TD. Those could have been Christian McCaffrey stats, baby. What does he have as far as points in fantasy? He's got to have a good stat line. Like, how many points is he at? 20, 30? What is he at in fantasy right now? If someone goes to the wire and looks at the bench, what is he sitting at in our league? Over 20 for sure. Man in motion, 3rd down and 2. Illegal formation. False start. What happened there? Timeout. Well, you got to make the most out of your opportunity. You know, he's getting a chance where they're just spoon feeding him. And again, George Kittle and Debo and Ayuk and some of the other, individuals' numbers are suffering a little bit in fantasy, but I guess it pays to be a San Francisco 49er running back, huh? Not good because Jaden Daniels, kept running the football and he wasn't actually going to his wide receivers. But he did have a catch that almost was a touchdown that would have put him at like 11. But he got tackled at like the half-yard line, so a 1-yard line. So if he would have ended up getting that, he would have had kind of what I thought he was going to have, and maybe a little bit less. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hang on to him with my issues at certain positions. So certain guys I want to be able to hang on to, but others I'm going to drop and have to improve my team. I like to make a lot of moves every single week. So, but again, if Daniels was able to spread the football around, I think he would have had over 10 points and ended up having around 4 or 5 was kind of what he was projected to get. 4th and 9, field goal is up, and it's good by Moody, 32-13 in a blowout, San Fran. Let's see if the Jets can get at least one more touchdown with 4:20 to go. The only thing that's getting smoked right now is Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. 22.2 on the wire. Yeah. And I wanted to be able to keep, Luke McCaffrey. But again, I didn't think that Daniels would be so selfish with the football. It's like the only fantasy piece that's worthwhile on the Commanders is Jaden Daniels. No one else has value because I don't think that they're going to get the ball enough. Scary Terry, Brown, Luke McCaffrey. And the sad thing is Luke McCaffrey is a fucking athlete. Like if you actually give that guy 10 targets, you'll probably get 8 catches, and you could probably get in the end zone every game or every other game. But I just don't think that, in that dysfunctional franchise that he's going to get a fair shot. So he might end up having some stats later in the year, but I'm not going to be able to keep him. I got too many needs in other areas. Unfortunate. And he might end up having a big game in week 2 or week 3, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, have him on my team to, reap the benefits of it. 4:20 left in the 4th quarter. Now the Jets have to do something for pride's sake, but this doesn't look like a top 4, top 5 defense to me. But again, it is the Niners at home. The Jets defense will play better against bad and mid teams. I wouldn't get rid of the Jet defense, because if you do, I'll scoop them up and keep them. I would just put them on the bench. I think this is just a bad performance against the Niners. Wait it out. Wait, 2 or 3 more games, see how they play, and then if you need to drop them, drop them. But I don't think that they're worth dropping against the Niners. I mean, think about it. You could literally have any team in the NFL play the Niners right now, on the road, and they probably would have the same type of thing happen. So, yeah, breaking news. The Niners are freaking good, even without McCaffrey. Yeah, but I'm just trying to do yourself a solid. Don't do what you did with Kyron Williams last year when you should have just put him on the bench and kept him there and you dropped him and then Reflect picked him up and took advantage. So, if this is just a tough matchup on the road. If the Jets were at home, maybe the score is different. Maybe the score is flipped if the Jets are at home. But, traditionally in the last couple of years, they've been a top 5 defense, so I wouldn't get rid of them. Just put them on your bench and flip-flop with your defenses. A guy in the building. Raiders in the building. What's good? I saw that you're watching some of the reaction videos as well and commenting. Appreciate that, A guy. Raiders in the building. 1st down and 10 on the Jet 49. Shotgun set. Taylor They don't even got Aaron Rodgers in the game anymore. They're like, fuck it, bring in Tyrod Taylor. This game is over. Well, it's not like he really did a whole lot to begin with, anyways. And I'm very curious to see when the Jets play a bad team or a middle of the tier defense. Does Rodgers still look like this, or is he better? I didn't see a whole lot of mobility in the pocket. Yeah. Jets looking like some shit. I appreciate that, guy. Two-minute warning. Approaching Taylor. Floater. Intercept. Oh, man. Almost picked. You threw that one up like a 500 ball, like with the Nerf football in the backyard with your friends. 100, 200. You got to be able to have a little bit more juice on that football. You just threw that up there for any player to get it. There was 2 Niners there as well. Come on, Tyrod Taylor. They're lucky that wasn't picked. That might have been one of the easier interceptions if they could have ended up coming down with 2 hands there. Second down and 10 on the Niner 39. Shotgun set. Taylor, pressure. Ooh, big hit. They don't even have Breece Hall in the game anymore. They just gave up. They said, fuck it, the Niners beat our ass. That's going to be a long plane ride home. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to go out for another medical retreat after this game. Ayahuasca. My goodness. 32-13. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Did we get to 30 likes? Where are we at? We're at 29. We need one more like to get to 30. You haven't smashed the like button yet. There it is. Thank you so much. We hit 30. We hit the goal. Thank you. And we've gained a lot of subs within the last couple of weeks. Now we're only 3 subs away from my reaction videos that I've done. I've only done 5, and now we're 3 subs away from 20,500. We've gotten 8 in just in a matter of an hour to 2 hours. Awesome. 3 subs away from 20,500. And obviously the Texans, Colts, and Commanders, Buccaneers, as well as a few of the others are underwhelming. But at least the Saints fans are coming through. Obviously the views on the Commanders, Bucks, Texans, Colts is not what I wanted. Packers, Eagles at least got to 692, but Ravens, Chiefs, Commanders, Bucks, Texans, Colts. I don't know if there's not a lot of fans on YouTube of those teams, but at least the Saints fans represented well. 1,200 views on that one, and that's exactly what I was looking for. And that one will climb as well. Oh, look at it. It's a bot. The game is already over. No one's going to switch to your fake bot stream. All right. Come on, bot. The Autobots are in the building. The Decepticons have gave you the boot. Come on, Autobots. You can't be doing that to me. Autobots, roll out. Mr. Williams in the building. How are you, bro? Have you got a chance to check out any of the reaction videos yet? I'll be doing a Rams and Lions one tomorrow. I got your boy Cooper Kupp in fantasy, and he ended up scoring the most points in fantasy. So Luka is out, which stinks, out for 4 weeks. But Cooper Kupp will be best friend. He's always the best friend. How are you, Mr. Williams? But I think you're going to like the new thumbnails on the reaction videos as well as a new format as I use like the YouTube page and then got a big box of myself on the right. I think it's the cleanest the reaction videos have ever looked, and hopefully we get some good support on those. Because even though I might not get the views on every video, I might get subs. Even if a video gets a very low view count, I might end up getting a few subs off that video. So That's the goal. Likes, subs, views, donos, and growth for the NWSF. Miss you, brother. Second down and 2. Tyrod Taylor avoids a sack lunch. First down, Jets. Illegal touching on the forward pass. Nothing going right here for the Jets. Illegal touching on Garrett Wilson. These guys are just like, get this game over with. This is brutal. Crazy, too, because the Jets supposedly have a top 4, top 5 defense, right? No Hassan Reddick, but still, with no Hassan Reddick, they shouldn't be this bad with no Christian McCaffrey playing. But, sometimes you just get your ass beat, right? And that's just what happens. Yeah, I'm hoping so, too. I got Mike Evans as my 1, and I got Cooper Kupp as my 2. So I'm hoping that those guys can stay healthy for me, not only in fantasy, but also in real life, for all the Rams fans. But it's great for fantasy. I just don't like seeing Puka get hurt. But I felt like in the fantasy draft when Cooper was available, I was like, I think other people were sleeping on him, but I knew he was going to have a big year. First down and goal on the San Francisco 10. Shotgun set for Tyrod Taylor. Keeper. Bounce it to the outside. Run, run, run. Down to the San Francisco 3. Just working. Yeah. Prayers up for you and your team. And I hope you guys have the best of luck for your Dodgers as well. Second and goal. Shotgun set. Taylor. Laser. Touchdown. Allen, the Lizard Lazard. Bang, bang. 32-19. There you go. Now the loss doesn't seem as bad. Obviously 32-13 is fucking bad, like a bad blowout. But 32-20 or 32-21, at least on the stat sheet, it doesn't look as bad. You know what I mean? If you watch the game, you knew it was a blowout. But if you're just looking at the stats and you look at the scoreboard only, it kind of tells a different story. Lions were fierce. But you guys played pretty damn well with no Aaron Donald. Like your guys' defense it somehow kind of improved from last year. And the Lions defense was better this year, and that was kind of the difference. The Lions offense wasn't as explosive. You guys held them on Raw and Gibbs, and Montgomery got the game-winning touchdown. But it's not like J-Mo had a big game, but it's not like Sam Laporta, Amon Ra, Gibbs. They didn't really have the traditional oh my god big game for the Lions. Like I was kind of impressed. With the way that the defenses were playing. But for fantasy owners, they were probably not too happy. But at least Laporta still got me like 8.5. But, it hasn't been very good for the tight ends in week 1. Like Brock Bowers, Laporta, if you're talking like 8 to 11 points, but we didn't really see anybody break out at the tight end position. Njoku with like 8.5. But now Njoku is hurt for reflect. He's going to miss a couple weeks. So, again, kind of been a weird week 1. All right, we got 25 seconds left here. Touchback at the San Francisco 30. Step in the building. Chief with a 5er earlier that I just noticed. And Mr. Williams with a $69 dono for mental health. Here we go. We get both of the Mr. Williams in the building. Chief with a $5. Appreciate you, Chief Chief. He's no longer here, but he did that a while back. I just didn't notice, and he didn't mention it. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack bang bang. That'll definitely help with like dog food and things for Paisley. And then Mr. Williams coming through, getting the gang back together. $69 dono for the mental health. I appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack bang bang. And again, mental health. It's so important. Addiction, depression, anxiety. A lot of people are going through it either right now or have in the past. But if you are slipping into the darkness a little bit, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Exercise, eat healthier, right? Spend time in a positive place, listen to music. And if you do these basic things, you'll come out the other side and you can win the day. Thank you so much to Chief and to Mr. Williams. Bro, I got a -2 with the Chief defense. McCaffrey ended up sitting out. So I literally got 2 spots with a 0 and a -2, and I still was able to score, I believe, the most points in the league with only 7 spots. And that is not something that is very common in fantasy football. But you know what? I'll fucking take it. Hopefully that your Falcons can rebound, based off that Steeler loss. But Michael Penix Jr., you might want to bring him in after seeing what Kirk Cousins did in week number 1. If that doesn't fucking improve in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to see Michael Penix Jr. this year. So it looks like Captain Oreo got 132. So 144.58. Reflect with number 2, 140.62. And then number 3 was Captain Oreo with 132.04. Let's go. Yeah, Tyrod actually showed a little bit more flash than what we were expecting there, for sure. Yeah, TJ Watt is a beast. But they only had field goals. So it's not like you ended up losing by like 40, But again, a disappointing loss if you're a Falcon fan. Let's be real, right? Let me see. I know Chief is not in the building anymore, but let's throw up a couple Chief photos. And then Mr. Williams, is there anything that you want to see Rams-wise or Dodger-wise? Appreciate you, Chief. I got to message him here real quick. Appreciate you, Chief. Appreciate you, Mr. Williams. I just messaged him. Chief gone, Chief. Chief will, Chief gone, Chief. Put some photos on your take or the team, the individual with best performance overall. Okay. There was a few people that I thought that played pretty fucking well. First, I'm going to give you my number 1. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I could, showcase here, but But first off, no Jason Kelsey. Jurgens at center isn't that good. I mean, he's okay, but it's a drop off from a Hall of Fame center that can actually move like, someone that has way more athleticism. Kelsey could move like a tight end or even better, and he could pull and he could get to the linebackers and the corners and safeties on blocking. But even with that said, Saquon Barkley having the Christian McCaffrey effect, and even though I didn't get to see Christian McCaffrey here today, Saquon Barkley is going to be able to help the Eagles a lot, especially if they have issues with that offensive line. Defense still looks shaky, but again, at least Saquon Barkley is going to be able to make a name for himself, not in New York, because the Giants are absolutely fucking terrible. But Saquon, he's a stud. Another individual that I just brought up, Xavier Worthy. Sometimes you end up getting a rookie, that ends up panning out. There was a lot of rookies that actually underwhelmed, especially with like Sarah and Marvin Harrison Jr. He should have got more looks from Kyler Murray, and he should have been able to put up 10 to 20 points. It just, Kyler didn't really look his way and missed him a few times open on routes. But for this particular rookie, made an impact right out of the gates. And I think that this is going to be a guy that if Rashee Rice ends up going to jail or getting suspended, they're not going to miss a step with Xavier Worthy. And this guy was from Texas, 165 pounds wet, and you see the speed. And when you got speed, kills, and no one can touch him, it's almost like having another Tyreek Hill on the Chiefs all over again. So I definitely want to showcase those guys. So we got Saquon, we got Xavier Worthy, and I want to be able to bring up the offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Graham Barton from Duke really made all the difference. He's one of the highest graded offensive linemen. We already have Tristan Wirfs. And again, if you don't have a good offensive line, your quarterback's not going to be able to throw for 3 or 4 touchdowns. And if you actually watch a lot of the games, over this particular weekend, there was a lot of people that showed out. But again, Baker Mayfield would not have been able to throw to Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Rashad White, Bucky Irvin, Mike Evans if he didn't have that amazing offensive line. There shouldn't be any more slander for my boy Baker Mayfield. You saw him on the Browns and the Panthers. He got his career back and his swag back with the Rams with Sean McVay. Then he came to the Bucs, and now he's our franchise quarterback, and I'm really happy for what he did. And I got a couple more here. But I wanted to just to bring up a picture of just the offensive line, but they don't really have anything that looks good enough. And then I want to bring up a couple quarterbacks that played against each other. C.J. Stroud, this is a very popular quarterback, a lot of people's pick to be able to make it to the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl in the next 3 years, and it might even be this year. But the addition of Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs has been huge for the Texans, where they already have Nico and Tank Dell. And when you got Nico Collins and Tank Dell, they were already a very, very good team. Now you add Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs, it almost seems a little unfair. And if there is a team that upsets the Chiefs or whoever is at the top, it could be possibly this team right here. Diggs looking good in those new threads. And Joe Mixon, man, the guy is special. He still got it. And that's what I was trying to tell DX. Like, you don't have Tyler Boyd anymore. You don't have Joe Mixon. I was a little nervous for the Bengals. I thought that, it might not be good, with some of the losses. And then you get Jamar Chase is not happy with the contract. And now you start to realize how good Joe Mixon really is. He's been a top 5, top 10 running back for years. And the Bengals really could have used him over the weekend against the Patriots. If you had Joe Mixon, you probably would have won that game. But again, sometimes you're not able to keep everyone. But once you go to a Super Bowl, everyone assumes that you're going to be back again. But I don't know if the Bengals will be able to get back, but they need to replenish and find another Joe Mixon, another Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins didn't play in that game either, but hopefully they can figure it out with the offense and the defense. And then I'm going to give you the photo of the person that had the best throw of the weekend. One of the throws of the year already, and that's Anthony Richardson, Sarah's quarterback. I mean, 2 deep throws, and they were long, like 54 and 60 yards. And again, we always talk about Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen having the strongest arm. Nah. The guy that has the strongest arm in the NFL is not Josh Allen. It's not Patrick Mahomes. I believe it's this player right here. When they're healthy, I mean, no other player threw for 2 touchdown passes for 50 yards or more right on the money. And even his intermediate throws had good zip. Now, yes, he is going to be injury prone if he ends up not knowing how to land and he ends up being careless with his body. But, if he can end up staying healthy, the sky is the limit for AR and the Colts. Big facts. And it's not only the distance of the throw, it was the precision of the throw as well. Again, there's a reason why I picked AR in fantasy. I got Dak as my backup. But again, even I was impressed with some of those throws. I lost my fucking mind watching Red Zone and watching him slip and still throw it for 60 right on the money. The guy is going to be special if he can stay healthy. I appreciate that. I like this idea right here. Brilliant. And there's a lot of others that I could bring up as well. And I got one more that I want to be able to bring up too. Actually, 2 more. But this player right here, right, I feel it's one of the most underrated corners, and it's not just because he went to the Oregon Ducks and I'm a Duck fan. If you go back and look at every game that he has matched up on a wide receiver one, he has shut down Tyreek, Jamar Chase, every single big name, and prevented, I believe, everyone from scoring and having a very terrible game. So when you have a corner that is as good as this, that is not really well known yet because of his injury last year that cut his season short, as they keep being able to develop and get better, Christian Gonzalez looks like a very, very intelligent pick for the New England Patriots. I can't wait to see him develop a little bit more. And even though I am a Bucks fan, I got to give mad respect and mad love. Yes, I know it was against the Panthers, But again, the two teams that ended up scoring the most points, okay, in week one, the New Orleans Saints, Demario Davis and company putting Bryce Young on his head, 47 points. Number two, Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay with 37. So for everyone thinking that the Atlanta Falcons were going to take over immediately with Kirk Cousins, not so fast. The league in the NFC South still runs between the Bucs and the Saints. We won the NFC South 3 years in a row, and we're trying to go for number 4. And hopefully the Falcons and Shep and everyone can rebound off that tough loss to Justin Fields in Pittsburgh, right? But again, Michael Penix Jr. might be coming a little bit sooner than later now with the struggles with Kirk Cousins. And hopefully for Shep's sake and his mental health, the Falcons can get back on track. Oh, and I got one more. Best friend. It's the best friend. The person that ended up scoring the number one total in fantasy, Cooper Kupp, baby. Never sleep on an individual that's got the skill set of a Cooper Kupp. I mean, there's a reason why I got him in the fantasy draft as my wide receiver 2. He could have been a wide receiver 1. I got Mike Evans and I got Cooper Kupp. And it doesn't matter if they're ranked 14th and 15th, 10th or 11th. There's a lot of flashier names like Jay Jetta, Amon Ra, and Jamar Chase. But at the end of the day, Cooper Kupp, best friend, if he gets the targets, he's going to make the plays. Same thing with my boy, Mike Evans, who is super, uber underrated. 2 touchdowns for Mike Evans, first ballot Hall of Famer. And there's only 3 players that start their career to have 1,000 yards 10 years in a row. Mike Evans is there, right? Randy Moss is there at 10 as well. Jerry Rice is at 14. So Mike is going to end up being in second place after this year at 11. And who knows if he'll be able to catch Jerry Rice. But I don't know how many more years he's got left in the tank. But I'm really happy that more than likely he'll be a Buck for life. And I haven't bought an offensive jersey for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a long, long time. I think the last one I have is Doug Martin. But I will end up buying a jersey of Mike Evans in the next couple years because he fucking deserves it. First ballot Hall of Fame. And if you saw that first touchdown that he had, as well as the second one against the Washington Commanders, it was a thing of beauty. One of the best catches and deep, real in-your-face coverage that we saw over the weekend. These were the guys that showed out, balled out, and I can't wait to be able to see what we get here in week 2, which is going to be on Thursday. We got Mariners and Padres tomorrow at 6:30, Mariners and Padres at 6:30 on Wednesday, and then we're going to also have the Bills and the Dolphins on Thursday night. But those are the people I feel that stood out the most at this point. I think in the Seahawks game, it was a little sloppy. I feel like the offensive line at some points, were a little shaky. But what I did realize is that Charles Cross actually ended up playing really well, and so we're going to throw a photo of him up for you. And again, he was much improved. And again, even though they did have some struggles, in the matchup, they ended up getting the dub. And again, the defense looks better. The offensive line is still going to be a work in progress. But again, Tyler Lockett, right? DK is going to go through the ups and downs. Lockett will go through the ups and downs, JSN. But as long as you got Geno, Kenneth Walker, you got McDonald, you got the defense, and if the offensive line does their job, they are going to be able to squeak out close ones, and there are going to be some blowouts for the Seahawks this year. Big facts. But again, it wasn't the cleanest game, and I think that you would agree to that. There was a lot of crazy moments where we watched the game, and it was like a baseball score, like 5-3, and I was like, "What the hell am I watching here?" Right? But then in the second half, things got a little bit better, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get your rhythm going. But we'll showcase Charles Cross. Obviously, played much better than last year in that first game, and hopefully those will be things of to come later on. So don't stop, can't stop, won't stop. And I'm also going to throw up a Kenneth Walker the third here, absolute beast. And again, a lot of people thought Breece Hall should be the number one pick in the fantasy draft, but I think I would rather go with Kenneth Walker III personally, and just pick a few picks later. I think Breece has got a lot of potential, you know what I mean? But I like the amount of time that the Hawks are going to be able to give him as a bell cow. And obviously, you got Charbonnet, and you still got a good 1-2 punch, but Kenneth Walker III, as long as he ends up getting 15 to 20 touches, it's almost guaranteed he's going to get in the end zone once or twice. So no problem. Thank you so much for all your support, man. I didn't know if we were going to end up hitting the goal. And thank you, man, because, again, I need to be able to get dog food and take care of Paisley. And Cash App donos have been a little light lately. And you and Chief Will Chief came up big. We ended up getting 74 on the Cash App, and it feels good to be able to actually have some money to spend because I only get paid once a month, like on the 21st. So sometimes when you have bills or you need something to pay, it's nice to be able to have cash on hand. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Anything else that anybody else wants to see? I think I kind of covered all the bases there. Final score, Niners 32, Jets 19. I got to eat dinner. I got to take Paisley on an hour walk, 30 minutes to an hour. So I got to be able to do that. We'll be live tomorrow, 6:30 Pacific for the Padres and the Seattle Mariners. Yu Darvish versus George Kirby. So hopefully you guys will be able to hang out. And I love you guys very, very much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a bad week for tight ends. Brock Bowers, Njoku, Sam Laporta. That was about it. I think Bowers got into double digits. Laporta and Njoku got in the 8-9 range. Everyone else sucked ass. Like, nobody really got going, and hopefully that'll improve moving forward. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Please come through tomorrow if you guys have a chance to come hang out. And shout out to every single person that came in to show a like, a comment, a dono, a share. You guys are the best. And I got one question for you. Who do you know talk sports like us? Your boy Orion, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang, love you guys. Gang, gang.